Hello and welcome to Trucking Answers Live. It's Monday at 1 p.m. and we are back live, quickly getting towards Christmas. I want to thank everybody for coming in. Kim, what are you doing a day early, basically, in the chat? Crazy. First one in, coming in days early. That's pretty awesome. All right, and yeah, I saw that over the ear headphones. Yeah, as long as it's no touch are legal. All right, so let's get to everybody. Thanks for coming in. Two Gun Tim is here today. Pink Man, that's interesting. New person. I love all the new people coming in. Everybody's welcome to come in today. Jason is here. Trucker J. Yeah, JB Hunt is one of the top trucking companies. Yeah, exactly. Jared, thanks for coming in. That autocorrect is killing you. Roger Penske, yeah, I thought it was the Korean Mafia, right? Not Indy West, exactly. Richard C., hey, what's happening out there? I know, Romeoville 18, man, what's going on? It's like 26 down here. That's not that far from me. Kim has left the Bush Brewery, very nice. No, you cannot get a whoop whoop for driving while texting. Everybody, of course, is parked in a safe, legal location. Trucking Wife, thanks for coming in today. It's good to see you today. Fish Trans. Hello, what's going on? D, that's an interesting. You just get a D. I wonder, you must be like one of the first people on YouTube. What's happening? Wild Bill, hey, what's going on out there today, sir? Yes, they are. And people that don't know, right, I'm looking at another screen. I always got to say this, right? I'm not trying to avoid everybody, but I have another screen down here with the comments. They don't stay long enough on that screen. So I have a second screen to watch the comments. So there we go. Dan, hello. Mason, getting unloaded at Boeing. Wow. What do you got on board going to Boeing? Dustin, what's happening? Justin's trucking. You're back in Hunts Point. That's nothing to brag about, certainly. William Richardson, hello. Trucker Hershey, what's happening today? Yeah, boy, Boeing. I can imagine a gigantic engine, a GE engine being taken off there or something. That'd really be good. Sign Cutter, North Dakota. What's happening in North Dakota? Weather good? Looks like Alabama is getting snowed on. What's going on down there? Bold Venture. Hello, Jack Johnson. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. Thanks for being in here today. Dan, second. Sorry. Somebody's got to be first. You're going to have to come in like 2 days ahead to beat Kim. Alan, 56 here in Houston. Well, yeah. Ivona, okay, good. Thanks for being in here today. Mike, what's happening? Kenworth Ryder is here today. Thank you for coming in. Ruthless Ryder, man, South Dakota, North Dakota. At least everybody's staying away from the snow. It's hard to believe that you go to North Dakota so that it's not snowing on you. Johnny, hello, from Alabama. It looks like it's snow down there in the Huntsville area. I was just looking at the weather. Atlanta, Startup 8 Atlanta. Mason, wow. Joe from Dallas. What's happening? It should be warmer there too. Crazy. Fast Joe in Indiana. Yeah, that's better, right? We got it good over here this year. It's really only snowed maybe an inch or two. Been a great winter. Been a great winter so far. Robert S., good morning. Good afternoon here, really. 61 in Florida. Yeah, keep that to yourself. That's nice. Chris, the rule change is this, as I'll see everybody on there. Okay, so the DOT, the FMCSA announced, and I have the article in the description if you want to go read the article, that by spring, this is what they said, late March, which would be spring, right, they will have a notice of proposed rulemaking. That's what they're looking for. So, and the article is in the description to go read it. By late March, they should have a notice of proposed rulemaking, and get this, they didn't comment at all on the 30-minute break. So I don't know what they're going to do about that, but this is what they did say. What they're looking at is the split sleeper, and so that you'd be able to split as little as 1 hour at a time. So that would be a really interesting way to change the way you drive. And they said that 1 hour then would be able to stop your clock. So that is really interesting. There was no mention in the article of the 30-minute break, which they themselves said was the biggest bone of contention for drivers that were writing in talking about it. So I don't know what they're going to do about the 30 minutes. I thought for sure it's going to go away. Maybe that's just off the table. They're just going to eliminate that. But they're talking about the end of March having a proposed rulemaking out. And that has to go like 60 days with comments or something like that. So that's May, March, April. So that's end of May, Memorial. So that's Memorial Day. Really, that's how that would look at the moment. And that's all winter and all spring. But that is what they said. And that article I have linked in there for you to go read at your leisure when you're parked at a safe, legal location, of course. Gustavo got 14 inches of snow in North Carolina. That's crazy. Crazy. We got none here. KAW, what's happening? Thanks for coming in today. Good to see you. Tony, it's nice to see you. Dominic, everybody, what do you think about this? What do you think about splitting your sleeper with 1 hour? Nobody really splits now because it's a little harder to do. How would you feel about if you could split 1 and 9 or something like that? That would be an interesting way to split any hour off, then would start a split sleeper time, basically of an hour at least. Would still be 2 sections. I've never seen it where you could, where they've talked about like 1 hour, 3 hours, They never talk like that, but a 2-section split, how about that? Would anybody use that? Would that seem to be that helpful? Apparently there's a call for it. People don't really write to me about it and say, hey, I wish I could split my sleeper more. I never really get those kind of calls. Wild Bill, yeah, somebody will ask, I'm sure, right? Kay Wayne is going to Arizona. Yeah, I don't talk about who I work for, as Wild Bill said. It keeps them out of my videos. I also don't recruit for them. So no recruiting, don't talk about them. They're out of my videos and they stay out of my life and I don't mess with them. Although I've been there 16 and a half years now, so must be an okay place. That's what I figure. Oscar, thanks a lot. Water Dog. Oh, I wanted to show everybody this too, right? This will be, which is probably reversed, right? Next week, we're going to give this away. This is the 350. I've been testing it out. I got it because I have several of them. And I've been testing it, like it, right? I'm going to have a video about the test. Anyway, I'll tell you this, I went all week and didn't charge it. So I think that was pretty interesting. So it was on standby for 45, 50 hours through the week when it shows 24 hours of standby. But next Monday, come back for the live giveaway of this. Look, it's still in plastic. It's brand new, right? And I'll mail it Tuesday and you should have it by Christmas. So that's thanks to Blue Parrott, and there are more. There'll be more giveaways of those. So that'll be super awesome. Yeah, right. Pointless. That's exactly right. You don't do a split sleeper, Troy. I don't know why they keep talking about split sleeper. Kenworth likes running nights. That's the way to do it. And then you can find a parking spot in the morning. Everybody's up, leaving after they took a shower, hopefully. Although I was always a night shower person. Get in the afternoon, shower then, and shower on an off time. I don't know why, but everybody is a creature of habit. So they're always on the top of the hour. If you'll go in at 15 till, 12 minutes till, they've got the showers cleaned from the top of the hour before, hopefully, and nobody's in for the next hour. That's when you get your shower. 3 weeks and you'll have your first truck. Wow. Company, owner, we buying a truck? What are we doing? You've got a Blue Parrott 250, all right, and you have to charge every 2 days, and it's 3 years old. That's excellent, right? I mean, come on. That is not bad at all. And I did a couple other tests, like I hung my head out the window and, was talking on it in my car, right? Not in the truck, because I'd get in trouble for that. But, and people can still hear you. So super, super great. I love it. Love it so far. Okay, because if you're the shipper, you could stop your clock if you go in the sleeper. It would help with that. If you're actually in the sleeper, you could split your sleeper at a shipper. You could, but then all that's happening, and this is probably pushed by the ATA, I don't know, does that mean they wouldn't have to pay you? And I don't like that. I'd rather they paid you to sit there. They'll say, well, you can put it in the sleeper. That way they don't have to pay you. So I never encourage anything that is going to lower pay or not get paid. That time you spend there should be paid, all of it. Not so they say, well, you can just split sleeper that, No, you ought to get paid while you're loading or unloading that truck. That's how it should work. Dan, how do you qualify for a free headset? All right, I had a different giveaway before. Next Monday on the live show, It'll be just like this. I'm live every Monday at 1, and you just come on the live show. I'm going to have a timer set up. When the timer goes off, I'm going to have a number generator, and that number, say it's 10. I'll just go back 10 comments from the comment that's up there, and that person gets it. That's how we do it on the live show. No purchase necessary, as YouTube requires me to say, as always. And there'll be a ton of rules in the comments and everything. So these are compliments of Blue Parrott, I should say. Blue Parrott likes the channel, and they like drivers, and so they sent me some of them, and I'm going to be giving them away after I try them out and see if they're any good. And so far, right, excellent, of course, because we all know they have an excellent product. I actually wrote to them to get them here on the channel because we need good stuff. These keep everybody legal, right? Legal. We can't be holding the phones. We need to have a headset that's legal, for sure, right? Always. You got to take showers. Well, in the winter you don't have to take but one shower a month. Then you build them up on your card that way. So splitting sleepers, breaking your 10 hours at your discretion. Yes, that's correct. You can do that now, but one section has to be at least 8 hours. I do have a video about it, but so it's not really as convenient as it could be. If it could split any amount, as little as 1 hour, it would be more helpful. But I don't want that to be where you have more time that you're not being paid for, and that's what it looks like that's going to go to. I'm not a fan of that. I want that time as paid time. Even if you're in the sleeper, it should be paid. You're loading or unloading. You brought the truck there. That they can't get you out for 5 hours. That's their problem. They ought to pay you. Justin, right? How do you win the headset? That's how you win. You just show up and participation. That's it. You charge your $350 once a week, but you turn it off after each day. I did the same thing. I turned it off each day. It wasn't on 24 hours a day. But I think that's excellent. I mean, once a week charge? That's crazy. I had one years ago. You had to charge it every few hours, really. A Blue Eagle. Use the split, drive for 8 hours and sleep 8, pause that clock. Yes, then run the clock out and the 2 hour. You can't, Ivan, right, that's correct. That's how it's done, and it does work for some people. 8-2, it does. But it just doesn't work in the industry as a whole completely, and I will tell you, I get a lot of questions about it. It seems to be difficult for people to do, and if you don't do it right, of course, you're in violation, which is no good. Bluish Hue, what's happening? I love that name, right? That's great. Oh, good morning from Arizona. Yeah, good afternoon here already, but you probably don't have any snow on the ground, and neither do we. I'm not here in Virginia, where they got packed in with snow and all the roads closed. And remember, in this snow, no matter what your company says, I don't care what they say, what their policy, if it's too bad, you park it. Of course, they should have a policy like that. A better company is going to have a policy where they take your word, you say it's unsafe, you get to park. But I don't care what they say. You don't want to be in an accident, your career can be done. So you park it if it isn't, whatever you think. If you think it's unsafe, you park it. You are the decider of that. You are late, Edgar, 12 minutes today. Maybe you were typing out the answer to what we were talking about earlier in email, maybe. Which I do like that place, and I like the extra. The money is extra, I love it. How many bags of change you need to be in compliance? It depends on the state you're going through. There'll be 2 doubles, 2 singles. Depends on the state. It's not a bag, unless a bag is a specific amount of change, like a flock of seagulls. And I almost started singing their song, so glad I was able to contain that. 46 in Hurricane, Utah, probably sunny out there as well. Foggy in Illinois. We had a freezing fog advisory here for a while. I guess that's over now, but it was all frozen. All the trees were all frozen and everything. Are over-the-ear headphones illegal? Yes. You got a ticket in Minnesota a few years ago. It's okay for the tone. Single ear is okay for phone, but not for tunes. You can't run, as far as I know, you can't drive with both ears covered. One of them's got to be open. And then over-the-ear headphones. Oh, I see. The 2 of them? I should read these better, right? Duh. So I don't think so. One ear. Everyone should have the policy. Yes, that should be every company's policy, but it certainly should be every driver's policy. If it's unsafe, you park. I don't care what the company says. Nice and sunny in Beaumont, Texas. Wonderful. That's just wonderful. There's 2 chains per bag going to Colorado, so I guess a bag is a unit of measurement for chains. That's interesting. Your company told you to park and paid you detention time. That's even better. Most places won't pay for that time. That's awesome. That's really great that you park and still get paid. That's almost as good as salary. BWMS. You used the adverse conditions last night. That was great. Oh, well, thank you very much. I'm glad it worked out for you. People, there's these little quirks in the law that can keep you compliant and still be able to drive. And so it's very important to get tickets, violations, not good. So I put out an adverse conditions video. I hope it's helpful to some people over the winter here. Really, it's a condition that doesn't have to be winter. It's usually used in the winter. 63 degrees in San Diego from the Hearn family. Nice. Is everybody warm but me today, apparently? Roger was just in hurricane last night. You should have got together and had barbecue. Your chains are in bags? Yeah, it's unusual. Usually they're hanging out on some hooks out there. You went to an Ardmore to interview with Dot Foods. All right, let's see what they say. Talked to a recruiter and decided not to go. And, a couple people wrote to me and said that they don't have APUs. But I did ask them specifically, and she said they do have APUs. So I don't know if it's location specific or I don't know. What is the percentage that they allow you to idle without an APU? I'm curious about that. Because she said no. She was right away on it, too. And it wasn't like, oh, let me check whatever. It's like, absolutely, we have APUs on all the trucks. So, I don't know what to say about that. Can't cover both ears. That's what I think, right. Then you couldn't put audio on the radio. Oh, right. You can't hear that guy audio. Right. That's got that illegal booster on the CB. Nice. Use an auto sock. I would love I wrote to them. I want them to send me some of them. I haven't heard back from them. I don't know if they'll do it or not. I would love to have them sent to me. I told them I'll send them back even, because I don't need them here. So, but I would love to see how hard they are to put on. No word yet. Thank you, Caveman Trucker. I appreciate that. You were keeping that out of here. Mr. Skeptical, what's happening today? Looks like you got plastered in with snow over there at HQ. Yeah, only if you use them. Chain up. Oh, exactly. Park. I agree. That should be policy too, but you may be stuck somewhere. I've had to use them to get out of a truck stop. I'll put a single on before. So I have had to use them that way. I've never actually drove the highway with them. It's 47 in Oklahoma. Everybody's getting warm. There is no snow forecast here, by the way, till December 21st, which I think is super interesting. They don't have an APU. You work at DOT. No trucks have APU. I don't understand. How come they would tell me they said they have APUs, and she was right on it. Like, yeah, absolutely, we have APUs on every truck. I don't understand it. What's the percentage, the idle percentage here? If you don't have an APU, what do they say you can idle? Oh my God, death proof. There it goes. I'm about to bust out into song here. Yeah, update us on Werner. Yes. This is the dedicated Anheuser-Busch for Werner. Yes. New truck, Pete. Okay, it's white. Wow. Oh, because you're at Busch, maybe? An inverter and APU with 900 miles on it. That's super nice. They better have a check to go along with the truck. But usually on these dedicated accounts at these large companies, people seem to do great. You're the only hardhead that would choose to run through a storm rather than park. Look, it's not a hardhead. It's up to you. I say that if you think it's okay, you are the determiner of running or not running. If you think it's fine, then get out there and drive. No problem. But if you think it's bad, park it. The policy here is the same as most places that I've looked into, honestly, which is it's up to you. If you think it's bad, park. And that's a lot of places. That isn't any unusual thing. And they enforce it here. If you say it's no good, they go, well, just let us know when you're rolling. It's just as simple as that. They have no problem with it. They'll do whatever they need to do when you just tell them, well, what time are you rolling? I don't know. All right, well, let us know. And that's all they do here. And that's how it should be. And that is most places, which is good. Eddie, you're on 80 heading west, but good conditions. The split sleeper thing, trying to figure it out. Most people try to figure it out and never get it. It's not widely used. That's why I'm surprised the FMCSA is concentrating on that. I think the ATA somehow is behind it. Because then they'll do like we talked about, which is you can just split at the dock and then we don't have to pay you. They want to do everything they can to not pay you. They'd get 16-year-olds to drive if they could do it. Does anyone watch videos done by Mind of OPEX? He drove pros and cons of rookie driving. He went into a company that paid 33 cents. Oh, that could be like Western or whatever. He had a felony. That's too bad. You get worried about the idle time percentage. Yeah, Edgar, right. I looked at their trucks and they have blue Volvos. They do. Said they used to have APUs, but they gave them too much problems. Well, they shouldn't be telling people on the phone they have APUs. Like, bingo, she was on top of it. Dave Farrell is the head. No APU automatic idle shut off after 180 seconds. Wow. Well, what's our percentage at Dot Foods? You read where truckers are having issues with collision mitigation. Oh, absolutely. Has anybody called insurance to investigate? Well, I hate it in the wintertime because when a car pulls in front of you, I have a 2018 Cascadia, and it has a radar in the front, and so it tells you on the display, for people that don't know, how fast the car is going in front of you and how far away from you they are in feet. And you could probably change it to meters or whatever. So it might say 63 and 380. But if somebody pulls right in front of you, it might say 42 feet. And pow, the brakes come on because it thinks you're going to get in an accident. And that's a real problem in the snow. It should turn off at 40 degrees, or you should be able to turn it off with a button, although then it wouldn't work, of course. But I don't like it in the winter. Now, if you were going to do something like this, here's something you should not do in any way. You should not cut a piece of cardboard that is the size of the radar unit, which is in your front bumper. Like, cover the piece of cardboard with aluminum foil, then wrap Gorilla Tape around that, and then affix it to the bumper in front of that sensor, because that would totally block the way it works, because the metal would block the signal from getting out. So that's something you should not do in the wintertime, because it would disable the system in the winter. Don't do that. I want to always put that out there. Don't do it. Yeah, if you park Trucking Dragon, USA Truck, and if you feel comfortable, right. So they're good on it too. Most of the places I found are good on that. It's not hard to go into sleeper once you start, but get back and drive. I agree, right. Adco, thank you very much. I appreciate it. Expert is probably pushing it. Could the split sleeper be the option to the answer to getting rid of the 30-minute break? Well, no, if you got rid of the break, if you got rid of it, it's like adding 30 more minutes to the same amount of time you already have. You'll add 30 minutes of paid time. I like it. I like getting rid of the break, is what I'm saying. It's annoying to just have to stop. You may not want to stop right then. Simple Living with Papa Joe wants to get in touch. He spent the weekend in Texas with no detention pay. Yikes. Yeah, give him the email, mark@truckinganswersnation.com. It's in the description. I answer every email that I get. What happens if a driver passed the idle percentage time? That's what I'm asking, Edgar. What the heck is the percentage time at this place? Would I suggest a Cummins or a DD15? I would take the DD15 because I like the mileage on it. I think it gets great mileage, and I haven't heard those high mileage figures from people using a Cummins. Part of it is how you set the truck up. You know, when you go to buy or lease a truck, you can't just take whatever random truck, right? Engine, transmission, rear end, there's an app, type it all in, it'll give you the RPMs at whatever speed you want, whatever speed you're going to run, and you'll see what RPMs this thing is going to run at. We had one that had like 456 rear ends in it or something, and you were 1800 at 65. Crazy. But I don't buy the fuel. I don't know who set it up like that. It would have pulled a building across the street, but it was crazy. You got to set it up for fuel mileage, and that time when you decide on that truck is the most important time if you're going to make money. Part of it, at least. Johnny, you picked up a 2019 Cascadia and had 20 miles on it. Nice. Nice. Peel the plastic off the seats. I'd leave the plastic on the passenger seat, because that'd just be cool, right? Use 395.1 for 20 minutes over your clock to get home due to snow. Not sure you used it correctly. You notated on your ELD after parking and 20 minutes. I don't know. Was there an adverse condition? Did you put down their adverse condition? As long as you put that on there, they probably won't say anything to you. But I just want to ask you, was there some kind of adverse condition that caused you to run a little over on your clock? Let's see. Sweet scores. Why haven't I purchased a truck? Oh, I appreciate that, by the way. Really want my insight because I want to make more money than an owner operator. I don't think that owner operators, at the end of the day, or at the end of a year, make as much money as a company driver makes at a good company after you include all the benefits, all the vacation and all that stuff. So I don't think they do as good, and it's way too much risk versus the reward that you get. Ryan, you're going under a new lease today. Wow. Well, you were at that place for a while. Good. Well, let us know how that goes. Will it still be flatbed, by the way? Okay, Vlad says that DD15 has less after treatment. That's interesting. I haven't had any problems with ours, although we have had some problems with them. The one I drive, though, has not had a DEF problem, really. Which cell phone provider? Okay, Edgar, I switched to AT&T years ago. This is many years ago, though. In the dinosaur age, we had wooden cell phones. And because Sprint, the signal was horrible. Sprint was less money. But as soon as you got basically west of the Mississippi, you didn't get a signal till you got to Seattle. And so I went to AT&T years ago, and they have a signal wherever you go. It seems like way better. And so, yeah, they cost more, but the phone works. The phone doesn't do you any good. How cheap the cell phone plan is if it doesn't work. So for me, I'm AT&T, which rhymed, by the way. And now AT&T can send me something for that, which I'm sure they won't do. But I'm with AT&T, and that's what I stick with. The cost versus value always thing. What app or website? I don't know the name of that app or website. I know there's an app that if you type in the engine, the transmission, and the rear end gearing, you'll get, and what speed, like 70, it'll show what the RPMs are going to be of that truck at that speed. So, like, I run, 1165, 1150 right in there at 65, which is great. And so that's how you get mileage. If it's running 1550, that's a problem. And so that's super important. That can change your whole thing to I'm making money to I'm living in a box. Nothing about extending the 14 hours. No, they didn't talk anything about extending the 14 hours. Will I shave my head? Maybe we'll have some kind of contest and I'll shave my head for it. If everybody donates a certain money to the St. Christopher Fund, maybe we could do something like that. I would be willing to do that if everybody did that. Still flatbed. Oh, good at Rhino. Okay. No equipment changes. Oh, you ordered a glider truck. Yeah, you had a lot of problems with that other one. Yeah, you may have lost your mind. That's possible. We're going to find out. I'm going to get a psychiatrist on call for you. Unless you own your truck outright, you can't make more money. That's correct. And most places are not paying $1.70. So it's tough with the benefits. At the end of the week, that's why I talk about it. Because when you own your own truck, it's a huge risk. It's a huge risk, right? Because you take all the risk. If the truck breaks down, you're stuck. If my truck breaks down, they bring me another truck, or I drive a truck, or they pay me breakdown pay, or whatever it is. I don't have any risk. And so for that risk, an owner-operator should make more money. And really, at the end of the year, take home, they wouldn't if you compared it evenly with benefits. An even comparison, two solos with full benefits, and so then an owner-operator would have to buy all of those benefits on the open market. Even through OIDA, which everybody should be a member of. If you're not, go become a member. Right, and even through them, it's still expensive to buy all the benefits you get. And vacation, you'd have to save money for vacation. So I don't think they make any more money, and that's why I don't do it. Really, just don't. You had unusual heavy snow and notated, okay. I say, yeah. Okay, so right, you were on the unusual snow. You still made it in within 13 hours because you were only 20 minutes over. Put down adverse condition, I'm in. Right, that's totally what it's for. Totally. I think you did it right. Your company should back that up, or if however you're doing it. But yeah, that's exactly what it's for, to get you somewhere because of an adverse condition. 395.1, perfect. Now you saved yourself a violation, because if you didn't notate that, violation automatic. Steeler fan picked up a 2019 Cascadia. Where's somebody get these new trucks with 800 miles? You got an Evolution though. You have the old body with plastic on the seats, nice. But the Evolution is the old-bodied one, right? You want the new one with the LED lights. Still sweet to have a plastic on the seats. Leave it on there and just look over at it and gaze at it and go, man, this is my truck, new truck. Fast Joe, I appreciate that. Thank you very much, sir. Papa Joe has his channel, usually open chat. He was mad last night. Yeah, I don't know. I guess I've never heard of him, right? Tell him to write to me. Jared's going to shave his head with you. That's great. We could have a head shaving thing for the St. Christopher Fund. I'll see what we can do about that. That might not be a bad idea. I couldn't do it live though. I'd have to have somebody come here. Well, we'll do it. If everybody's in, right, we'll do it. I would like me to explain how I'm getting some time mileage. The trucks are set up for mileage. We have hubcaps on the trailers and trucks. The trailer's basically bumped up against the tractor. It runs really low RPMs at speed, and it's got all the fairings. The trailers have fairings. I don't have the wings on it. We have some, but I've never had one. And, that's how we do it. And I don't run mountains, really, so get really good mileage in them. You need one after today. You might, Ryan. All right, everybody looks in your favor. Look, it might work out. Negotiated a minimum, less like the old lease, covered the bills. That's unusual in a lease, so, you're ahead of a lot of people just for that. Have my wife shave my head? Yes. We could ask her to do that. I doubt she would do it. What do I think about JB Hunt? I think that, they run ads for really high pay. Whether that pans out, I don't know, but they're running $70,000 ads here in Indianapolis. How does the ELD know you're not in violation when driving more than 11 hours? Well, it wouldn't know that you're not in violation because it doesn't know. It's just a violation. But your notation at the bottom is what is going to tell the person that looks at it that it is not a violation, and they'll just click it off as not a violation. Because if you're at a larger company, you're going to have some kind of log department. Somebody's going to look at that log where a violation, like where I am, any violation goes to the log department and they look at it. And so then any notation, they'd know that and go, okay, here's a notation. So that's likely how it would work at most places. And so they should just look at it and you should be fine. How's the weather in West Palm Beach? Probably better than here. Vlad, exactly right. You're out of the head shaving thing. Currently look like a 1968 Comet with a headband. Well, look, you got to get in on it too. Everybody needs to get in on it. Edgar, appreciate that. Thank you, sir. Kim, all right, you got 46,000. Wow, 705 of Bud Light. I thought it says light. That doesn't seem light to me. You're headed to Sheboygan. Well, once you get going, you're just going to continue moving. Is this, I guess Bud is not refrigerated, right? Because whenever I would pick up Coors, it had to stay refrigerated all the time because it was, it was their policy to be cold all the time. Cold brewed, cold transported, whatever. But I don't think Bud has to do that. I guess today it will stay cold. Huh. Oh, what's going on, Todd from Landstar? How's it going out there at Landstar? I heard that it sometimes slows down this time. Are they still rolling out there? Let's see. If you work for Old Dominion, told us about, definitely make $80,000 home every day and weekends. All right. That's not bad. You were going to buy a truck. Well, truck buying it, if you want to buy a truck, look into it. But 80 grand and home every day, that's not bad. That'd be tough to beat owning your own truck. You'd have to be gone for that. And that's very good. All right, you'll keep me posted, BW. Right, dispatch has 1 inch of snow in Greensboro. Wow. And they're still digging out. Yeah, that is unusual for down there. And thank you for coming in every week. I appreciate it. Yeah, let us know how Old Dominion goes. I'm always curious about that place. They run ads once in a while here. Like every spring, they'll run a few billboards. They have a huge terminal in Indianapolis. It's all dry van at Kim, right? For the beer, I thought so, right? But it freezes at 28. Beer freezes at 28 degrees. So to make sure I park between other trailers to keep that from happening, how does that help? Wind? Wind doesn't affect an inanimate object. If they think it's going to freeze, they ought to put it in a reefer if they're actually concerned about that. I don't think beer freezes at 28. Maybe it does. I don't know. Not a scientist. Wrong kind of science. But the physics of the wind, right, doesn't make any difference. It's all about whatever the ambient temperature is, right? How about that? Ambient. I need a bell for that. Mark came in late. What was the result of the hours of service discussion? Well, we will say that what they said at the FMCSA is that it's looking at end of March. They should have a proposed rulemaking out, which then is 60 days of comment time. But they didn't comment about the 30 minutes, but they're talking about split sleeper for 1 hour, as little as 1 hour at a time, and then any amount you want. So 1, 9, 2, 8, whatever, right? There's a link in the description as well to the original article where you can read that. That was their main concern. And I don't like it because they'll make you sit at a dock, like we talked about, and you won't get paid anything. And so they'll say, well, you can just split sleeper that. And no way, right? How about you can split pay me that? How about that? Walmart's advertising 80,000. That is correct. But they get your cell phone records. They can request them. So I'm out from Walmart. I'm out of it. You looked at all the crap company videos. Western and Pam have the worst pay, but does that make them the worst company? I mean, what if you have to buy your own fuel? What if you get harassed every day? You know, it just depends. It depends what you think. Lowest pay may not be the worst company, maybe. Archer Express, St. Louis. I don't know if it's on them. It's on them if it freezes. Yeah, that's correct. It is on them. I wouldn't worry about it. I guess when you're moving, it wouldn't freeze as much. Oh, Anheuser has kegs. You're picking up a load. What is this Bush? Everybody's over at Bush today. Word of the day is ambient. Yes, the ambient air temperature. It's science. Western is a quarter for a flatbed. That's pretty good money. If this was the 80s. The Western takes people with a questionable record and gives them a chance at least. Light Bright, thanks for coming in. It's good to see you in here. Appreciate it. Everything is going good here. You delivered beer in Anderson today, 20 degrees in the dry van, no problem. Look, I don't know if beer freezes at 28. We'd have to do some kind of research about that. A foot of snow in Greensboro. See, now I think that is that's an adverse condition. It's not normally a foot of snow there. Your opinion on most of the proposed rule changes is that it badly affects company drivers at the bad companies because the companies will take advantage. Yes, that's correct. Whatever it is, the company will take advantage of it and not pay you for it. The driver will do more, right, more with less. That's their whole goal. Tony, thanks for coming in. What's going on? What's going on now is we're talking about this. I'm going to say this again. This headset 350 XT will be given away, and it's backwards, right? Next week on the live show. Blue Parrott, right, loves the channel, I hope. Right, anyway, they sent some headsets over to try out and give away. Look, it's still in the plastic, okay? This is a new one, right? So, we're going to give that away next week. Just be here on the live show. No purchase necessary. So that's going to be exciting. Let's see. It's Christmas. Everybody's drinking. Got to keep the beer flowing. Yeah, what? Because they're worried about that. They have to go see their family they don't like, I guess. Warlord says they're good headsets. I had a lot of people write in and said they had the 250, so maybe time to get somebody an upgrade. I've got some C400s also. I'm going to try one of those out and start giving those things away too. So that's pretty good. John McCain is here from the Beyond, waiting for the former president to come in as well. Thanks for coming in. You had one of these before, Edgar. They last a long time. Good. They should, right? They're, they're not cheap, but here again, it's value versus, price versus value. You can get ones less money, absolutely. You can get them less money, but do they last? And this one, the one I've been using, right, which is a 350, has worked really, really great. So you have a felony of a DUI. With that said, less than 2 years, and you're going to grow 70 grand. That's excellent. I mean, that's excellent. And Western, would put you on, probably, with that kind of thing. Now, as they say, hopefully we won't have any more of those. But, I mean, where else could you go with that kind of record and make that kind of money, really? Probably nowhere. You'd probably be turned away from a lot of places. At least you were able to, get something going on in trucking. Justice with Freon beer will freeze at a slightly higher temperature than you would think. Well, it freezes at the temperature it freezes at, right? Right, but if we release the pressure on it, it would freeze sooner. So guys like you aren't always bad. Yes, Mad Melody, that's correct. Trucking, you can get your life back in trucking, even if you have, a questionable record. Now, somebody did write, or maybe it was on the last show, they had 3 DUIs. And I think that is a huge problem. I don't know about how that would work. It'd just be harder to look around, that's all. One of the things you like about Werner is that it's 65 on the pedal and 68 on the cruise. I did see that they raised their speed. Werner, I forget what the ad was. You're really cruising with Werner or something now. 68 it said. I thought it was both, but I would take it on one or the other. You have an older version of the 450. I think it's other than get gun comfortable after long use. I thought the 450 was newer because I don't have one, right? The 450's got like some kind of voice controls and stuff, or waterproof. It does even more yet, right? So I'm not sure about the different numbers, how they work like that. No, I know you're not with Western at that kind of pay, but Mad Melody, but somebody with a less than stellar record could go there and get into trucking and get experience. I mean, that's what the place would be for, basically. You have a 250, you charge it all weekend, and it lasts all week. See, that's excellent. Although you can always bring this. By the way, this comes with a car charger. Comes with all the charging stuff, a cigarette lighter plug thing, a home charger. Everything's in there. You told me before, but the preloaded trailers live unloads and stop 43 cents a mile, 2,500 miles a week, and detention is paid from the second you start being unloaded. Yeah, so that's excellent. So you pull in and they start paying you. So the mileage is not always everything. We only look at the mileage, but I try to look at the whole package. You may not make as much a mile, but how much do you make a week, and how much are you doing for that? Oh, Sea Hill, gotta go. All right, well, thanks a lot for coming in. He's very similar to me, all right. I don't know if that's good or bad for him, I guess. No BS, no drama. That's the way to do it, right. There's plenty of people for that. So, thanks for being here. I'm live every Monday at 1 p.m. Eastern Time, including Christmas Eve. What about the one that Rand McNally put out, dual headset, separate single headset? I don't think you can run both ears covered. Any thoughts on the crap company this week? Always, I'm thinking about it. Some people, I got an email about a company that may get bumped up the list. I mean, just crazy. Can I tell Prime that driving 50 on the highway isn't worth saving fuel? Yeah, I've had a few videos about that, and some Prime drivers came out of the woodwork to defend themselves, of course. We love driving slow. It's ridiculous. You should go with traffic. I don't even think, I think if the speed limit, whatever it is, that's what everybody should go. There shouldn't be a limit. It should be a speed. When everybody goes the same speed, there's less interactions with each vehicle, and that's how we avoid crashes. Gotta go to get enrolled in school. You start Monday. Oh, thanks. Thanks for saying that, and I appreciate that you're here. You mean truck school, I hope. Let us know how that goes, and let us know about the truck school. See if you get, 40 people to an instructor or whatever. A lot of people have asked me to review truck schools, but it's very difficult to know all those different things at each school without going to all of them. So that's really tough to do. The 450 is newer and bigger, but it hurts your ear after a long time. But I wear glasses. I wear glasses when I drive as well, too. So this one's pretty light. The 350 is the smallest one, basically, with the long battery and the 96% noise canceling, which is the most important thing. The company you work for, you're supposed to work Monday through Friday. They always get me home Saturday. Is this something regional companies do? Well, it's something your company does. Some do and some don't, right? If you want to be home Friday and they promised you Friday, go tell them what's going on. I want to be home on Friday, because now you're getting a day and a half off. Because you get home Saturday, you got to rest up from that. I mean, it depends. If you're making a lot of money, I mean, it all depends on what you want. If you don't mind it, it's okay. But if they promised it and you want it, go give them grief about it. On track to make 82 at DOT. What's their percentage of idle time? I'm dying to know this. And that is excellent money, and I thought it did pay good. I commented on that. 1 week out is only available after 30 days in the account. Okay, well, that's still not bad. That's a month. That's nothing. You'll have that next month. It's dedicated over-the-road regional is what it's set up for, and you can be out for 3 weeks at a time with 3 days off. Is that okay? That's the thing. Is that okay with you? You got a trucking school, got a job with CarMax. That's interesting. I don't do a lot of auto-related stuff. I talked about United Road one time, but I don't get too many car haulers. What do you think about driving for CarMax? How's that going? By the way, you should, Cash, you should watch Jay at Auto Transport Intel tomorrow at 8 p.m. Central, 9 Eastern. Okay, because that's what he talks about. He's the car hauling dispatcher, as he said. And you should watch that show. Everybody else should watch it as well. But I think it would be, he'd find that super fascinating. Typical beer with 5% will freeze at 26 to 29. All right, so we got some beer fans out here. I guess so we need to keep that Werner truck moving with all that beer in it. What's going to happen with the ELD? It looks like they're going to split the sleeper into at least 1 hour. And then 1 and 9, 2 and 8, 3 and 7, whatever you want to do. They made no mention of the 30-minute break. And the FMCSA, which there's a link in the description if you want to go read the original article, said that at the end of spring, March is what they said, right? Or at the beginning of spring, right? End of winter, they will have some kind of proposed rule about what they're going to do. That put at the end of March, so maybe they'll make an announcement before that. Let's hope about that. But they didn't make any mention about the 30-minute break. They didn't make any mention in it about stretching your day, which is good, other than the split sleeper, which stops your clock. So you'd be able to split the sleeper even at 1 hour, which I'm not probably a fan of, because companies will use it to make you sit without being paid, and I'm not a fan of that at all. You're going to go to Phoenix Driving Institute and use a GI Bill. Oh, good. So it should be free or mostly free. That's excellent. Yeah, have you decided where you're going to go after that? Is it best to lease a truck from Penske or buy brand new? I'm no fan of leasing a truck from anybody. Buy the truck yourself, away from anything, so that you own the truck, right? You tote the note. You drive for a company that pays $195 a day and usually run 9 to 11 hours a day, huh? $20 an hour, right? Thoughts? Your company does 71 miles an hour. Well, it doesn't matter how fast it goes. You get paid by the hour. I always like the higher speed for, other than you should go with the flow of traffic. You know, that's $20 an hour. Do they pay? Oh, so they pay a flat rate. So the problem in depending where you are in the winter time would be the rate goes down the longer you work. So that's where I would see a problem with that. I like a floor rather than a flat. But if you normally are 9 hours, that's over $20 an hour, you know. So it's $22 an hour. Not terrible. But if you start at 11, 12 hours, you know, now we're creeping into the teens an hour, and I'm not a fan of that. Your son hauls beer and wine on the I-5 corridor in a curtain side. Huh! That would scare me a little bit. I had a curtain side. I don't know if it would hold a beer load in if I turned that thing too tight. Edgar, right. Yeah, I'm with you, Edgar. Let's find this out. So you love 3 weeks out and 3 days off. Oh, you're doing 6 weeks of time at Schugel. Oh, so it's like you're getting a maximum home time now. That's even better. Used to be an instructor, 5 students per instructor. Doesn't happen anymore. Yeah, that's way better. It shouldn't be. Look, some of these truck schools, people write and say they had, like you, a few an instructor, and some had 40. So it depends. Oh, so anything over 150 miles is 60 cents a mile. All right, so you can make even more money. Well, so they pay more than one. So they pay $195 plus the 60 cents. Okay, I'm back in. Now I'm back in. So if you work more, you make more. That's the goal of it. So basically, the $195 is a floor. You Googled it. Nice. And Google says the alcohol percentage is how it freezes. Okay. And plus all that other stuff they put in there, right? What's the freezing point of a hop? Call Mount Sterling DOT Foods. I should say right. You can ask all your questions. Look, I called recruiting and asked them, and they told me that in APU. So I don't know if I trust them. Yeah. Because they were very specific about it. You don't know where you're going to go yet. Okay, good. You're going to keep your options open. Yeah, because you will have all your options, you're not beholden to some company. That's the best way to do it. So you can take your time. You got a few weeks at least. I don't know how long the school is. Take this time and call around, get lists, compare, and see where you want to go. You gave up leasing after getting burned by JCT. They don't have a great deal on leasing, do they? They pay their drivers $1.06. Well, that's pretty good, isn't it? $1.06 a mile. It is $1.06 loaded and empty, right? Somebody asked about Freymill earlier too. They're like $1.05 loaded and empty. That's not great. CarMax is good. Oh, they pay hourly. Good. Do you get overtime? Areas regional, home every day. We get weather and paid holidays and sick time and vacation. That's excellent. They should pay hourly. You got a lot of time spent putting cars and stuff on there. Because I know on the website, you could say, oh, bring this car over here, and they bring you cars and stuff. That's great. I didn't realize they were home every day. They have terminals all over the place. How do they get a car that a long distance? You're limited to companies that hire out of Arizona. There are the big megas, yes. So your good choices are limited. I understand there's a large Korean mafia contingent there that hires as well, which is super hilarious. You just saw an Estes truck that was a day cab Freightliner. They run tons of day cabs. $1.06 a mile includes Christmas bonus. Oh, that includes your bonus. You can't make any money. Nobody can tell me at $1.06 they're making more than a good company driver at the end of the year if you include all the benefits. No way. And if your truck breaks down, you're broke. You're going to live in one of the boxes of the products you deliver. Some companies charge for fuel when you pass an idle percentage. They do. We had one on there, May. They like to charge people for fuel, which I think is awesome. Yeah, those are loaded and empty. I think so too. They pay both on it, which is still not great. It's better than I've seen some, though, where they split. Loaded miles pay one amount and empty miles pay a different amount, which is even worse. Because that doesn't really happen as a company driver. I guess there's a few places still doing that. That pretty much has gone by the wayside, though. We don't have to tolerate that kind of pay anymore. And somebody wrote to me also, they'd been somewhere for years and they were sitting around and not making any money. You can't tolerate that anymore. The only reason it happens is because drivers tolerate it. They couldn't not pay people if they wouldn't sit there for free. I mean, as soon as you're sitting for free, you really got to gripe at them about it. You got to tell them, look, this is not any good and I'm not going to tolerate it. And then throw a TV out the window just like that show did. Could I put a company contract to be in bankruptcy? I am not a bankruptcy attorney. Let's put that out there. Yes. Basically, one of the only things is like a state kind of judgment, like IRS or some child supports. Otherwise, you could bankrupt them. Are they coming to get your money? That's interesting. What is CRST doing about the contract? Are they, what are they doing? Are they just sending you a letter? Are they calling you names on the phone? Did they send Guido over to your house to come and get the money? Are you worried every time you start your car? What are they doing about it? That's always curious. I always wonder what they actually do about these contracts. Are they following you around? Are they taking pictures of you? What's with all the fog on 65? I don't know. It was a super foggy day. We had a ice fog warning up here or something. I don't know. You just asked your flea manager, which I love it, right, about the whole freezing thing, and he was like, idle your truck as long as possible to keep it from freezing. Oh, what, just like keep it shaking? Tell him, fine, as long as I don't get busted for idling the truck, fine. That's hilarious. Never trust the recruiter. They tell you, I agree, but I mean, like Dot, it's the only way I had to find out. And it's not like they were hesitant about the APU at Dot. That's why I'm so surprised that a number of people wrote to me about it, and we're talking about that here. She was all about it, because that's one of my questions. Do you have APUs? Absolutely. Every truck has an APU here. Okay, well, here's another question. Why would they lie about that? As soon as you get there, you'll see they don't have it. And so you'll be like, where's the APU? And somebody else is going to be like, we don't have any APUs. So that is a real problem. So it doesn't make any sense to lie about it when it's something so obvious that you're going to find out about right away. I just don't get it. Yeah, they sent Uncle Joey to the house with a baseball bat. That's exactly correct. I'm wondering what do they do? What do they do? They send somebody. It says Gold Rush on their shirt, and they come over. Found a better company, better pay. Now they want it all back. They want all CRST does. But what are they doing? What are they doing about it? Carbox does not mind overtime if you want, as long as you're in your hours of service. Oh, they hire a third party. All right, I wondered how they get the cars. So they pay. They do pay it. That's why I'm asking, because some companies don't pay overtime. They're not required to. That's why I'm asking about it. So they do pay it, and you can get it. So that's even better. It really depends on the recruiter if I can trust them. Yes. If it's something important, you should always get it in writing. Well, I agree. But I mean, that kind of thing, it just doesn't seem like, oh, I'm sending you an email, please verify you have an APU. It just seemed like they would have an APU if they say they have an APU. It just seems like that. I don't understand it. I already wouldn't trust them if they lied to me about that, too. That would really bother me. Is the S or C silent in science? That's an interesting scientific question. I was surprised about DOT not having an APU. So am I. They pay good. But you're worried to sleep in a hot truck. That's why I'm trying to find out the percentage of idle time. Is 55 cents loaded, 50 empty good? It is. I'd like to see you get both. And it isn't any good if you get 1,000 miles a week. Remember that. Mileage doesn't matter if you don't get any miles, right? Somebody could advertise $1 a mile if you don't get any miles. But that's pretty good, right? That's not terrible today, certainly. You were shut down 2 days in Virginia from the snowstorm. Yeah, I heard something about a snowstorm. First week on the job. Wow, congratulations at US. And even at 25 degrees, it shut itself off. What, the truck that you're talking about? Is there any way I can get around this? Are you talking about the truck or an APU? Military recruiters and trucking company both make the deal sweeter than what it is. When I went in the service, fortunately, my dad had been in many years, and he was an E7, and he went with me to the recruiter's office in his uniform, and the recruiter was an E6. So I did okay at the recruiting office, I think, partly because of that. So I appreciate Pop doing that for me. Yeah. They didn't put any registration or permits in the truck. Should I drive to the terminal? They can fax them to you or send them to a truck stop. That can be a copy of something. I don't see what that wouldn't be any problem. Because Swift got sued about that. Some driver quit. It's interesting because I happen to read it. Because the truck didn't have a permit. And he was somewhere, they had to get the truck. And they're like, we'll send you the permit. And he goes, no, I need an original permit. You got to bring it to me. And they're like, no. And so he quit and sued them because they wouldn't give him unemployment. And he lost because the unemployment said, no, it's not reasonable for them to do that. That a copy, a facsimile, they called it, would be acceptable. And it's not like the truck didn't have it. It just didn't have it in it. And so let them email you one. That's what I would do. How is Milan Express? How does anybody know about that? I've been experienced. If you make a recruiter promise me something in writing or email it or letter, it's usually all but guaranteed. If it doesn't happen, you can argue with them about it. I totally agree with you on that. This is something actually you wouldn't be able to argue about, I guess, if the truck doesn't actually have an APU. You couldn't make them put one on. And it would really annoy me to no end to go there and see that they don't have APUs. That's aggravating. So the truck does not run. I don't know why it wouldn't run. Do they have an APU on these trucks at 25 degrees? They'll give you something else that you want. Well, I would want an APU. That would be like a no-brainer. I would absolutely want that. You don't care. You understand why DOT cares about the truck being idle? Well, they use a lot of fuel. Do you think they're going to force no idling? I think they'll try it, but I don't think. Look, I'll give you this. Trump wouldn't sign it, so you got at least a couple of years, maybe longer. And I think that's low on their list of things to do. Should you get detention pay when you're delayed by bad weather? That is interesting. And detention pay is not really for that. This is what I say about the bad weather. This is why I like a company that has a floor. So kind of like here earlier, this $195 a day. Try to find a floor so that like Newsbomb is a good example. They pay $250 a day minimum pay, and regardless. So you get your $250 a day. Now you have a floor to not worry that you're going to be stuck somewhere and don't make any money. So a floor, I think a floor is really good, or a salary works for this as well, because you know what you'll get. But a floor works really good in the industry. Hey, Chris, what's going on? I really, your truck base batteries get low. Truck starts on its own to run anywhere from an hour to 3 hours, depending on that. That's a problem with the no idle laws? Yes, an APU would solve that problem. I don't know how that would work, I guess, in like Dallas, where you can't idle a truck, or different places. You say, look, I'm not idling it for comfort, I'm idling it, oh no, wait a minute. Did you see the light bulb go off? Wait, those are Christmas lights. Okay, the truck can run for mechanical reasons. If the truck needs to run for mechanical reasons, like it's being tested, worked on, so I would consider that a mechanical reason. I think it passes the idle law for that. Lighter loads help with the good fuel mods. Oh yeah, I wonder where that is, D-Boy611. Right, gross in 55, making 8.3. That's excellent. West Virginia, Maryland, New Jersey require, okay, original alcohol permits. You can't have a copy. Yeah, an alcohol. That's where you're going to a terminal to pick yours up because you don't have them. If it's some permit that it has to be an original, that's one thing. This guy that I talked about at Swift, where I read about this unemployment case, it was the truck license plate permit, the registration. And apparently that can be a copy if you need one right then. How much fuel is used in a truck hour break if it idles? 10 gallons or less, depending on if it's at high idle. No more than a gallon an hour, probably a little less. There he is. George H.W. Bush is here with us today. Thank you for coming in. I hope you and John McCain are enjoying yourselves wherever you are, either putting on a nice day or putting on shoes to avoid the heat. It wouldn't be detention pay in that case, would be weather pay, which some companies do have. Yeah, Kim, some companies do pay for that kind of stuff. I agree. And I like that too. And I like a floor that pays every day. That's amazing. George, I can't believe I have George W. Bush here, H.W. Bush on the channel. I appreciate that for coming in. You get $30 an hour on your 12. No logs. Oh, okay, I see what you mean. So you're running 12, 200 a night, and after 8 hours in a day. Where it's a law. Some states have laws. So you could do better in a state that has laws like that, even though people don't like regulation. Some of them mandate that kind of thing. That's correct too. Here, Chris is getting $250 a day for the truck being down. Comfortable man, welcome for coming in. Thanks for coming here. Mid-Con likes drivers to idle the trucks. It is better for the truck. They said it helped the resale value. Yeah, this low idle is really no good for the truck. Wild Bill, yes, exactly. Oh, thank you, President Bush. I appreciate that. That means a lot. Coming from a president, certainly. You idle your truck less in the winter than the summer, can't stand the heat, but you'll sleep with the bunk heater. No bunk heater. You'll sleep with no bunk heater running at 30 degrees. No bunk heater or 30 degrees. Oh, you'll sleep without the bunk heater running at 30 out. Well, I don't know about all that. I'm not in for that. George W. Bush. Well, I mean, that's good. I mean, I don't know what happened to you. Last I saw you, you were on a train. That was the last thing I saw. You were hearing rumors that states were trying to pass where truck company have to pay a minimum wage. Yes. Pam got busted for this, got sued, and lost a suit that said drivers have to be paid minimum wage for their time in the truck, up to 16 hours a day. That was a state thing. It's not going to go anywhere, unfortunately. It's going to be appealed, and what's going to happen is the drivers are going to lose on appeal because of federal law. FLSA, the Fair Labor Standards Act of 1937 or 38, right, exempts drivers from overtime and minimum wage laws, transportation workers, among a few other people. And so until that changes, I don't know what to say. OIDA just wrote to me, I don't know, emailed or whatever a week ago that they're considering trying to challenge that. So hopefully you could join or just go over their site and check out what they're doing and maybe consider joining them to challenge the transportation exemption. It's time to have drivers get paid. But keep in mind, minimum wage is $7.25 an hour federally. So, George Bush, President Bush, because he signed it, right? You were there at the signing, so I appreciate that. 38, right? I was a year off on it. So remember, history not my best subject, physics, but minimum wage 7.25 an hour. So if you 70 hours, even with overtime, 500 something a week with OT, not great, $600. So don't think like, you know, this is like a panacea to save everybody. It isn't great. It would be something, but overtime, a minimum wage also is for the whole week. So if you work 40 hours a week, it's $290 a week. Say you drove 20 hours and sat 20 hours that week for some reason, okay? And you made $300 that week because you work at a garbage place or whatever. You still qualify. You made minimum wage for the hours you worked. There's nothing more than that they could do. So this trying to get minimum wage is not the greatest thing. It may help some people. It won't affect most drivers. It just won't. That is the real George H.W. Bush, yes. Why is the high setting better for the truck engines? They get condensation in the cylinders when they're at low idle because they don't run warm enough. So high idle keeps the condensation out of it, and because the water pits the cylinders and it ruins the truck. So high idle, way better for the truck. And I didn't know, maybe they can keep track of that in the computer. That must be why they want it for resale. They must be able to plug in a low and a high idle. It must tell you on there. The pay thing is for all hours on duty driving. Yes. And they have to average out to minimum wage on a weekly basis. Correct. And so even 60 hours, you have 20 hours of overtime. That's basically $11 an hour. That's $220 plus $290. That's $400. Okay, so for 60 hours, that's not great. So if you make more than that, they still qualify under the minimum wage. I would say most drivers, even though they think they don't, they make more than minimum wage. They really do. You heard there was a guy in the House that was putting forward a bill that would remove the exemption for overtime. Oh, great. Who the heck is that? You can find that out. That'd be great. I didn't know that. 1 hour of idle equals 33 miles of driving. That's nice. Comfortable man. So much for a professional driver. That's an interesting way to look at it. If you're getting a minimum wage, you're not exactly a professional. You're just a kid or whatever. Your spouse and you are team driving. Do you recommend a great company after our golden year at Trevor for teaming? Yeah, why don't you check out Bar Done or a place like that? Or really, for team, how about FedEx Freight? As long as you get on as an employee at a place. I'm seeing them in Indianapolis in the high 60s to low 70 cents a mile range. But I wouldn't do it as a contractor. I wouldn't do anything as a contractor. It's got to be W-2. So if you made 6,000 miles at 70 cents, that's $4,200. Not bad. So, and the two of you keep the check together. Sweet. Coming to work in a Bentley? Nice. Chris, George H.W. Bush. There we go, right? What's the best company for CDL training? I'd rather you paid for it yourself. Really, I'd rather you did it, found a way. Some states will fund it through their Department of Unemployment. That's a good way to do it. The truck you use has a crack on the driver's side mirror. Is that a violation? Maybe if it's big enough, and it interferes with your seeing, your vision. I would just have them fix it the next time, that you go in. I wouldn't stop driving for it unless the thing's all cracked up like somebody, was throwing who knows what at it. Minimum wage for drivers should be $15 an hour and upwards. Well, that's interesting. The thing is, do you want the government to set your wage? How about that? Do you want the government to set your wage? And if you do, you may not be happy with what they set it at. We're legally considered non-skilled labor. Yes, that's correct. So why should we be worried about professional moniker? We're not being treated. Well, we aren't being treated like professionals because we don't demand to be treated like a professional, really, right? I mean, there's drivers sitting and doing nothing about it. You can't tolerate that. You're about to get paid for your time. As soon as you're back in, you're going to get paid. As you look around at these other drivers, Some of them have been sitting there for 7 hours and not getting paid anything. I don't know why they do it. Your time, you have to realize first, your time is valuable. So you've got to be the one to set the price of it and at least get paid for all of it. That's what the first thing we have to do. Comfortable Man agrees that crack mirror is a violation. Yeah, I think it should be fixed, certainly. There's always duct tape. That's probably not allowed. The point of capitalism is for the market to decide. It does, right? And so everybody wants to go back for in the 70s when there was regulation and drivers made all this money. It was artificial. The driver's pay was raised artificially because of regulation, limited the amount of companies. Now the pay flows on the market. But what we can do is get, these companies that don't pay people stuff, that's crazy. I don't agree with that. The market shouldn't be where you don't get paid anything. That's ridiculous. But drivers have to say, look, I want to get paid. I don't want to just not work. I want to work and not get paid. That's crazy too. Oh, thanks a lot, Trevor. I appreciate it. I love the Monday show, and thanks for being here. So you got to realize that your time is valuable, and don't sell it. Don't sell it for free, and don't sell yourself short on it for sure. You have only 3 months. Can I recommend a company in Massachusetts? Well, in Massachusetts, there's got to be tons of places like Old Dominion and local companies up there, because unless you were running out of there, I wouldn't run mileage in Massachusetts. Even no matter what it is, it'd have to be $2 a mile to sit in all that traffic. So unless you were running to the West Coast, it'd be local all the way on the East Coast hourly, plus overtime. Yep, how about Yellow? They must be working out there. And ABF, go talk to them. And yeah, they have training programs for people with low amounts of experience. So yes, don't think like you can't work there. Chris used to be contacted Landstar with Ranger. And a 2000 Classic. Oh, nice. And a 2004 Step Deck. Made great money hauling equipment from 04 to 09. They pay more when you have your own trailer, right? Isn't it a higher percentage at Landstar, if I remember when they were at the truck show? Which, by the way, everybody should get their tickets to Mid-America Truck Show. Go to their website. Get your tickets now, before the show actually happens. They're free. But if you show up in Louisville in March to say hi to me and haven't got your tickets, they're going to cost you $10 to get in, and there's nothing I can do about that. So be sure to get your tickets. Yeah, if the government sets it, they shouldn't set it. Yeah, so if they can't have a minimum wage then for drivers or for anybody else, really. We have to set our own wage and not tolerate, like 30 cents a PM. We just have to not tolerate it. And 4 hours of free time. We have to say, no, we can't. We're not doing that. If everybody left there tomorrow, they wouldn't be able to do it. The only reason they do it is because they get people that don't know any better. That's who I'm trying to get to now, is for people that are just looking into it. Get them the information, see what they'll do. High idle is for the after treatment. All right. Well, they've always said that, though. Even before we had all that stuff, they always wanted us on a higher idle. 85% on military of the load. Yeah, because you had your own trailer, right? You're making $1 to $2.50 a mile back then. So 10, 15 years ago, that's good money. What are my thoughts on union? I think it would work out. Look at UPS. They stuck to their guns, and the place nearly closed. They were so afraid that the drivers were going to strike, they didn't pick up packages for a week. But drivers, like I always say, they can't even agree on the color of a Schneider truck, so they're unlikely to join a union. Union companies, as we know, pay better and get paid for all their time. Do you think yellow drivers sit at a dock without getting paid? I don't think so. I think they get paid. And that's because they won't tolerate not getting paid. So that is a good answer, but it would never happen. And you can't strike the whole country at each time, because each company pays differently. One company has to go at a time. That's how I think it should really work. You get all the drivers together. I always say, Warner, let's pick somebody else, a Western Express. So we say Western Express, all the drivers stop driving noon Monday. And they have a phone number and say, call Joe or whoever it is. And that guy says, look, we're not driving for this anymore. You're going to pay us. They'll pay you. You wouldn't have to sit there very long. They can't fire everybody. You say, oh, we're going to fire everybody. Really? They're going to fire 1,000 drivers? How are they going to fill those trucks up? And remember, as soon as you're fired, You have no more responsibility for the truck. You're not an employee. So they know they can't fire you on the road because they'd have a load sitting there. They couldn't say you abandoned the truck, they fired you. And so now they have loads that are unmanned. They can't do it. The power is in staying together one company at a time. You go to the next company, it would take a couple companies. But once it was successfully done at maybe two places, you'd only need to call the third place. Then you call Swift and go, you see what we did over there? You're next. Let's talk. And believe me, they would talk. Because you get to a huge place, what are they going to park 8,000 trucks and fire everybody? No way would that happen. They can't do it. They just physically can't do it. All of their trucks would be sitting around the country unmanned, which they then have to recover every one of them. Ironically, they pay the recovery companies really high to go get their trucks, which is somewhat ironic. Huh. Any thoughts on Maverick? Yeah, I did a video about Maverick. I love the place. I have a video. They're a great so far, and people have written to me that went over there that love it. So, yeah, I'm in. I'd probably go reefer, but that's just me. When you're in your extreme upper 30s like I am, you don't really want to do the flatbed division anymore, but hey, it keeps you in better shape doing it. So, yeah. So, I'm in for them. You're still waiting to see my shaved head? Yeah, that's not a bad idea, but I would only do that for charity. Not like I have hardly any hair left, but I think we could do that. I think I'll work on that, and maybe I would shave it for if everybody donated a certain amount to the St. Christopher Fund, say something like that. So maybe for a charity, right? Not just to shave it, but let's get some good. Let's do some good and make some good in the industry for it. You find a local job like yours. That Chris says you get paid good or better than a union, but not in a union. Cisco, I've seen their ads too. For Cisco, they're hiring with 10 people with 10 years. They don't run ads for 10 years experience here. Starting at 98,000. Wow. Cisco is union. Where are they union? Are all the Cisco's union? I don't know if they all are. Maybe they are. I don't know. There are 3.5 million drivers. If 10% of us got together, you could get what you want. The thing is, we all want something different. That's the problem. If you shut all the companies down, the problem is it's different. One company does one thing wrong. We need to change that. Another company does another thing wrong. We have to change that. You worked at England and had a dedicated recovery if they have their own fleet. Night. They would bust people and they'd crack on people to go pick up trucks to recover them and drive them back because so many people quit. Imagine this, Kim. What if all their drivers quit? How long would it take to get all their trucks back if they fired every driver? So they would threaten it, but remember, they can't do it. James shave it, yeah. Heisenberg, holy mackerel. I could wear a top hat. Oh, that'd be great. Truckers Coach. Yeah, thanks for coming in. I appreciate it. Quite welcome. Seen more here on a peanut butter sandwich. Holy mackerel. What has this come to? Not all Cisco drivers are union. I didn't think they were all union, but I don't know. Check out Mesilla Valley. All right. So I've looked into Mesilla Valley. It is not a great pay. You know who is okay down there? Out West Express, which somebody sent me their information, and they're going to get a video as well. But I'll put them out here right now. If you're looking for a place in the El Paso area, I finally found a place that's okay. Out West Express. So rather than MVT, check into them if you want a job and you live in that area. And actually, Out West has different terminals around the country. I'd never heard of them. But apparently, they're bigger than I thought. So Out West Express is who I would look into in El Paso. MVT is the pay was not the greatest. And they had this complicated fuel system where you got fuel mileage and all this to get extra pay. It was just, I don't like all these complicated things because then it's too easy for them to not pay you. Oh, because it's super complicated, right? We didn't pay you. And you can't figure out why you didn't get paid because there's 40 different metrics you have to meet. And so that isn't any good. Oh, JH, I appreciate that. Thank you very much. Your friend works at Jackson Cisco. That's interesting, and it's not union. How is that pay, though? You got a friend there. Is it still paying good? Cisco, I'm going to say they still pay good, right? No question about that. Anytime towing. Yeah, Jay at Auto Transport. Yes, exactly. I mentioned Jay a little earlier. Check Jay out tomorrow at 8 p.m. at Auto Transport Intel. Oh, they do have good equipment. That's good. There any good companies in Southern California? Probably. That probably Cisco is out there. Yeah, can I recommend any company in Mass? Look, I'm telling you, in Massachusetts, right, I'm only doing hourly unless I'm going to go west out of there immediately because I'm not going to sit around on the East Coast on mileage. I'm just not. So people can say what they want. You don't go to New York City. No, I don't sit in traffic all day. That's ridiculous. You get paid mileage and sit in traffic, you don't make any money. So that isn't any good. Hourly only on the East Coast or any large city. If you stay in a large city, it's got to be hourly. Because you can't make any money when you're sitting at the red lights in traffic. I'd just rather be there no bonuses and get 3 cents less, right? Rather than a bonus. Look, I've said that right, Kim. I totally agree. They have all these complicated ways, and then they say, well, you could make up to 82 cents a mile, but the pay is really 14 cents a mile, and the rest of it is all these weird bonuses. Oh well, if you go 48 to 52 miles an hour, it's 3 cents. It's just ridiculous. And at the end of the week, you can't figure out how your bonus worked out. Yeah, okay, yeah, Edgar. Cisco is good. That's what I think. Good afternoon. Your question is, how do you feel about a company that starts at low pay but does not have a salary cap? Well, you could start at good pay and still make more money. But Mike, it depends. Are you like, some people that write and need what, like a place like Western, where if you have a bad record, you may not have as much of a choice. But if you have a choice, you can start, 45, 50 cents now. I'm finding these places all over and get good pay. Millis, right, Maverick, all these places are starting better. You don't have to start in the 30s anymore like we're finding out. That's way low. Western Distribution, where drivers pay for their trucks. They can't afford to pay their drivers. Chris, I agree. Western has some of the lowest pay and the nicest trucks going. So the low pay that you get goes for your truck. And I will tell you this. There's a lot of people that have made videos about their trucks there. They love those trucks. So Western is onto something. They're like, in their board meeting, Johnson, what are we going to do about this? And he's like, well, sir, drivers would rather have a truck with a bunch of gauges in it. All right, that's a good idea, Johnson. You're promoted. And so they give them trucks with a bunch of gauges and they just lower their pay to afford all these gigantic trucks. It doesn't work out for me. 36 cents last I heard about at Western. With 3 years experience, and you have to chain. You must know, and I know that because it says must know how to chain up. They wouldn't want you to know how to do it in advance unless you were going to do it. So not only do you have to chain, you only get 36 cents a mile. No way. Keep the fuel bonus. I don't want it. I agree. I don't get one. Don't like it. There's too many things out of my control. Not a fan of it. Let's see, you're in Southern California. Yeah, I'm sure they are hiring now. They're right. What was the name of the truck show I mentioned? Yeah, Mid-America Truck Show. I think it's called truckingshow.com. I don't know what the website is. Look up the Mid-America Truck Show. I'll start putting it in the description. Go sign up for your free tickets. And whether you're going to go, even if you think you might go, it's at the end of March, the last weekend of March. The dates are on there. The tickets are free in advance. But they're not going to be, they'll cost you if you show up there. Trucking Coach will be Matt's. Truckers Coach, I'm going to be live at Matt's. So, and live, sponsored, and walking around with a camera. So here we go. So look for me. I'll be the one with the camera and all the batteries walking around. Live, at least Friday and Saturday, live both days down there. I'll have stuff to give away, too, for everybody. So I'm going to have some Love's gift cards, at least in my pocket, to hand out. Come on up and say hi. I'd love to meet everybody there. It's going to be great. And remember, the Crap Company of the Year giveaway will be at Matt's if they're there. The trophy, we're going to start voting next week on it as I posted here. So voting begins next week for probably almost 2 weeks. We'll have voting. And if the company that wins is at Matt's, they're getting their trophy live. And everybody bring their camera. It's going to be great. I don't know if they're going to be there. We'll see after the voting ends. You all vote on it. I have no say in it. I'll say who I thought it should be after the vote is over. It's going to be great. And then once the vote's over, I have a trophy I'm going to make for them engraved with their name on it. So it's all classic. And it's just going to be great. It's going to be great. Yeah, Truckers Coach, good. I'll see you there. I'll be live down there at least a couple of days. It's going to be wonderful. What do I think about working the ports? I think if you're an employee, you can work the ports. There are a lot of these California port drivers that got totally hosed on these lease things. Forget it. They don't hire very often. They have fire trucks. Well, that's good though. Last you heard was year, everybody stays. That says something about a company. Western Express is horrible and the trainers are horrible. Wonderful. Nice truck though, right? Actually, Western is for felons. That's what we call it. You call Western the crap company because they give second chance. You don't call them that, right? They do. Pam and May, they might be. They will. And I've sent people there, even though I don't like the place. If you've got a poor record, you may have to go to Western Express. You may not have a choice. You feel like Werner's one of the better companies. They're not as bad. Look, if they're going to pay you as soon as you park, that's not bad. And Werner is exactly what I said. When you get on a dedicated run at one of these large companies, not bad. Logicorp Enterprises. Ooh, that sounds fancy. What happens if the company isn't there? They will get their trophy in a different way. I have an idea. They're going to get the trophy. I'll have to mail it to them eventually, but there'll be a presentation, and I'm pretty sure they're going to have a representative there. Believe me, I got an idea. They're going to have somebody there to get their trophy who will probably give a speech or at least answer some questions. So that is going to be really great. If you live in an area where they have a lot of dedicated accounts, you can make good money with these companies. Yes, you can make good company at a mega carrier on a dedicated account, get home regularly, and get paid. Look at how Werner's paying, on this Anheuser-Busch account, where as soon as you back in, you get paid. Bingo. That's how it should be for everybody at Werner, not just the dedicated people. You would love to go, but you have other obligations. Cancel them and come to Matt's. Where's the place you're going to be at? I will be at Mid-America Truck Show, which is in Louisville, Kentucky. I should have mentioned that. And it is the last weekend in March, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. I'll be there probably Friday, Saturday. That's what it's looking like right now. And I'll be live down there as much of the time as I can where there's not live music in the background. So I'll have the live set up. And here's what I'm also going to do, what I like to do there. They have a recruiting center there, basically a lot of recruiters. I want to go booth to booth to booth and talk to these recruiters. You'll be able to ask questions live and hear their answer right there. I think that's a great way to find out about these companies, see what the recruiters have to say right there, booth to booth, see if they'll talk to us. And if they won't, that's something right there that they won't talk to us too. So it's going to be a lot of fun. Be sure to come out and say hi. I hope to meet every one of you there. You people don't want to pay union dues to work, but the insurance, I know. Okay, that guy. Union dues. They don't want to pay dues. Your insurance is free. Okay, it's way less. The dues are less than your insurance. A friend of mine is in a union. He makes these cup things, right? He's not a driver, but he pays dues, but his insurance is free. And he just goes to the doctor and it's no charge. I mean, just that is worth the dues. What's the best bet for a part-time driver? Retired but can't make more, but 17. Well, you could make more. You just have part of it out. Your best bet, Keith, would be to go to a temp service. They're all over the place. Optimum Logistics is one. Premier Temp. There's all kinds of them. Transforce, I see ads for. Every city's got them. Hire on there. You can work when you want. So then, as you work, you can make the money, not work 2 days a week. Temp service. Perfect job for you. And you don't have to work if you don't want to. You're a temp. They'll place you here, there, and everywhere, which also rhymes. Your work's out of ports and for Crete. Okay, seems to like it. Okay, so Kim, right. They work for Crete. That's going to be an employee. That's the way to do it. This West Coast, as soon as you said port, I thought West Coast, and that's a problem. Millis is a good starting company. I agree. I've done a video about them. Stay away from CFI. I don't know. We'll see about that. Truckers Coach, give a speech. Yes. Oh, you'll be there the first 2 days, Truckers Coach, so I will see you on Friday then, because I'm going to be there Friday, Saturday, it looks like. And hopefully I'll give a speech before they throw me out. Give a speech in front of the crap company of the year before that place tosses me. But I figure they have to be nice to me, because if I bring 50 other people there with me and everybody's filming it, what are they going to say? You called Swift and asked about dedicated, 59 cents. Nice. Drop and hook home every day. If you get enough miles, right, to be home daily, that's excellent, though. Here's another company which everybody hates on, but a dedicated run is where the pay is at these mega carriers, and they're large. They have dedicated runs, so don't think like they don't have them. For sure, they do have them. Nate says the trophy should be a turd with wheels. I haven't been able to find that. I've been looking around I found one with a skunk on it, which I put on my blog, but it's been months now, so you'd have to scroll back to find the picture. I do write a blog. Everybody can go read that at truckinganswersnation.com/blog. But I haven't been able to find that. If anybody sees one like that at a trophy shop, let me know. I have searched around for that. You're putting a time off right now, and you'll be there with the money truck. All right. Come on over. Love to see you. The Korean Mafia pays drop DL. Pays on the deal. A guy by the pull from the port to the yard. They drive like insane maniacs on meth. Oh, nice. That's pretty good. That would be a great name for a band, by the way. Insane Maniacs on Meth. Keith, yeah, you're welcome. You have a 2019 truck. Ooh, based on Michigan. Accepting owner up also. That's pretty good, right? Everybody's getting these new trucks. I feel like I'm driving an old truck now since it's a 2018. I need to talk to somebody at work about getting me a new truck. Dot Food Tires part-time. Oh, that's interesting. They do have 4 and 4. But at a half a year, you'd probably make more than $17,000. If you're retired, you could work at a temp service and work when you want, so you could take off 3 days a week, whatever. You'd have a more flexible schedule, especially if you didn't necessarily need all the money. But yeah, that's a good way too. But you're stuck on the one company then. Temp service, do whatever you want, right? Now he works out of the port of Wilmington from Kim for Creep. Creed, I hope. I hope he's not working for a creep. And he likes it good and he's home weekly. I didn't know Crete did that, but then, these large carriers, they do a lot of this kind of stuff behind the scenes. They never put out that they hire for that. It's kind of like either internal or when you call them, you go, hey, what kind of good stuff can I get out of this place? And so then you can do it. I'll go with me if they're not throwing me out. Yeah, you could be the bodyguard there, Truckers Coach. I appreciate it. For this crap company of the year, they probably won't be happy about it. It's going to be a blast. I sure hope they're there. I've been looking at the crap company and seeing who's there. Not a lot of them are there, so we'll see how it goes. Swift in Atlanta is making changes to their dedicated jobs. They'll let you know what the changes are. Yeah, let me know. I know that Swift runs a lot of dedicated. A lot of these large places do. You can get in there, get on a dedicated run, have all the benefits of a large place, and still have the pay of a decent company. FedEx contractors hire a lot of part-timers. Short haul with drop pay. They do, but a lot of those contractors are 1099. And so I'm out. You're being misclassified. They're defrauding the government, and it isn't right to do. You should be a W-2 employee. Tons of contractor ads. I've seen probably 10% of them where you're an employee. Not that many. I'm disappointed at it. I'm disappointed that FedEx allows it. But that keeps FedEx even another step away in case there's an accident. Well, we hired them and they hired somebody else, so don't bother us. That's why they're doing it. They're all in on it. And the one who gets hosed is the driver. Because, crap rolls downhill, as we know. Clean Harbors is decent for 22 an hour regional. They're buying some nice trucks. That's nice. Some owner-operator spec. Oh, as nice as Western Distribution. Swift has been improving. Look, I have not put Swift up as a crap company. No way. They are, as we look at these companies, they're better than nearly every company I've put out for that. So what do you think about that? They're doing much better. They may not be doing it better, but they're doing much better. You think Prime also has containers out of the ports? Oh, really? So Prime's into that stuff too. Oh, probably refrigerated containers, right? Yeah, Truckers Coach. There's tons of the misclassifications. Drivers should never be 1099 when they're driving somebody else's truck. You're an employee. That's a number one thing right there. But drivers do it for the money because they think they're making more and they're not. The companies do it to save money. The whole thing is a big, huge scam. Everybody knows about it. And they're all got their eyes shut like the three monkeys. No matter what, we'll still make fun of Swift. Absolutely. Oh, that's never going to end. That doesn't end. I think it'll be $1 a mile. They're still bad. No driver should make less than 100. Well, we'd all like to make that. Swift in Sumner, Washington fired most of their mechanics due to failing drug tests. Nice. The mechanics failed a drug test? A bunch of drugged up mechanics? A lot of FedEx trucks that are owned by contractors don't have a CB. Does FedEx not allow a CB or something? Because I don't know. As he thinks back, I don't know if anybody's ever provided a CB to me. Maybe. Not often. Here they don't, right? Most places don't. You got to bring your own. BYOCB. That's pretty good. But maybe they don't have them because they're not allowed. Prime runs reefers through CSX in Chicago. All right. So then they must go in and get them with their little lightweight trucks with a half a sleeper on them. For Clean Harbors, you're driving a new Mac. Oh, 579 Pete. That's better. And a Cascadia mid-roof, so a half a sleeper again. I guess if it's just you, that wouldn't be too bad. Clean Harbors will be mainly pulling roll-offs. I got it. Making fun of Swift. Yes. We'll always make fun of Swift. You'll continue cashing your large check, and while we're laughing. As they say, you'll be laughing all the way to the bank, and we'll just be laughing. But Swift, years ago, they basically deserved it, and they have been doing better, which I've said on here. They are. As we look at these companies, they are not anywhere near as bad as these companies that we put up here. Pam is 30 cents a mile. Who pays that? Who pays that? You just arrived in the States from Scotland. Wow, welcome to America. That's awesome. Are we going to start driving here now? That's great. Do they allow you to work here? I don't know how all that works. Is $18 too low for a local driver in Chicago? Yeah, I'll tell you that right now. I guarantee you, you could get on here in 2 seconds and find jobs paying more than that. Oh, straight 18? And just straight 18. Oh, forget that, right. Working for Venture. Local driver in Chicago. Well, is it local or in Chicago or Indianapolis? I look at Indianapolis jobs all the time. There's tons of jobs in the 20s, way more than 18. Hogan, I just saw this yesterday, has a straight truck job at $18 an hour in Indianapolis. So they're a little low. And you can get way more than that in Chicago. Chris will cash his $1,650 check and buy us all dinner, apparently. Swift is a good company to get experience. Well, I don't like their payback. If you got your own truck school, maybe. But the 2-year payback thing is just too long in the industry. Both Prime and Knight run the containers out of the port in Wilmington. So it's all these large companies are running this port stuff. Nick, yeah, it's local. That's not 18 an hour in Chicago without overtime. No way. Jump on Craigslist, and just check transportation. There's way more. It's Chicago, man. There's tons of jobs up there. Will company drivers be mad and do their taxes? Oh, yes, Mark. Absolutely. Most company drivers probably don't know it, and they're going to be a little upset because there's no more per diem for company drivers. So that big, gigantic per diem we used to take off, no more, not this year. Now they did double the standard deduction. So you'll get that benefit. But it is way less than you used to take off. Per diem was, $16,000, $18,000 a year, depending on how much you're out usually. They doubled it to $12,000. So there's going to be drivers this year that didn't change in January like they should have. And I guess I should have put that out there, but I'm not a tax expert. So I can't determine your tax. Each person has their own tax needs, right, depending on your family. But for sure that there's going to be some drivers in April or whenever they do their taxes super mad and could be writing a big check or getting some kind of payment plan with the IRS. Yes. You just got a message on the Qualcomm that there's been 28 rollovers this month with Warner. Well, they're a big place. They're gonna have that. And we always get these kind of safety messages. I would send a message back and go, what am I supposed to do about that? Ask them that question. What am I supposed to do about that? What I say would be the base, over 20 in Chicago, plus OT, in the 20s. I guarantee you. I guarantee it. Like Mark Zimmer said, go look right now. It's over 20 plus overtime, except no substitutes. Chris, we want some steak. Oh, you at the Trump in New York. Yeah, it's a nice place. Stay there all the time when I go there. Love it. Here in Dallas, a lot of companies pay 18 to 22 plus overtime. 22 plus overtime is a lot more than 18 and no overtime at the end of a week. I mean, it's a ton of extra money. What's my take on starting at Schneider? Probably better than some because of the schooling. And they have a lot of different options like tank and all this other stuff. And they have this new thing that somebody sent me. I was going to talk about it and I forgot about it. Anyway, go check them out. In Indianapolis only. It was only in Indianapolis. So if you're in the area, they had it where school was free. So and no contract. No, that was just new. I'm going to get a video out about it. And somebody just emailed me about it, and they're probably on here, and I apologize for not knowing your name. But they have a new program for truck school and no contract. I thought that was really interesting. But it was only Indianapolis. I guess they're just testing it in one city. Worth looking into. Next Saturday night at 5 p.m. Okay, I think I have a room booked there on the 36th floor, so that'll be good. I'll see you out there. You just passed Teamster Union number 916. I wonder who that is. I wonder what union that is. After talking to your tax guy, you changed your deductions. Correct. Shouldn't have to pay. Everybody should have done that at the beginning of the year. It'd be too late now to make any changes. Although you can always change your W-4, your withholding, for next year, especially if you get hosed on the taxes this year. There's no more per diem for company drivers unless it's paid by your company. You don't get to deduct it yourself. And a lot of drivers that have been deducting it and didn't consider that in January are going to have a problem come the next January. Huh. Comfortable man, yes, that would be one way to do it. But the thing is, how do I control their rollover? You're supposed to roll your truck over when it's tired and give it a blanket of snow. Some people do that, don't they? The contractor you worked for is W-2s, correct. Force per diem, I'm not a fan of force per diem, but hey, at least you're an employee. You know, at least you have your employee status like you're supposed to. You have your workman's comp, unemployment, all these other things. That's good. Just checked Hogan, they require 6 months. Really? And maybe that depends what city you're in as well. Art from Trucking Answers guarantees truckers pay. I can see the headlines now. Yes. I wish I could guarantee every trucker got paid. You didn't, but you have 7 kids. It may still change. You know, I would have still looked into it. I hope you looked into it. With all those kids, and we got to do something about that on the snip end of it, but with that, you'll still get a lot. You know, you'll be fine. Maybe. You still lose the per diem, though, which you still could take even with the kids. Why do companies pay per diem? It saves them money. A lot of companies, not all of them, but a lot of them will pay a certain rate, say 50 cents, or you can get 38 cents and 10 cents per diem. So that 2 cents they then eat for themselves. They get that for themselves. And that saves them on workman's comp costs. It saves them on paying taxes because they only pay their part of the taxes on your gross salary, and so your gross is way less. It saves them a lot of money. That's why they do it. They don't care about us, of course. We know that. They're doing it to save themselves money. I only like per diem if it doesn't affect your pay. There are places that do that as well, that it's your pay per diem. So no, either extra on top of your pay or 50 cents or 40 and 10 with the per diem. That's still 50 cents. Never take it if you have to pay for it. You're basically paying them to get on per diem. That's crazy. That's thousands of dollars. 2 cents is $2,000 or more out of your check that year that you didn't make so that you could take a per diem. No way. Only take it if it's extra or the same. You're not going to go to Matt's. Why not? You're going to be at the Trump Hotel. Your wife said you can go there and have more limited production die-cast collectibles. Oh my gosh. You're gonna rather have limited production die-cast collectibles than come to the Mid-America Truck Show? I think you can buy limited production die-cast collectibles at the truck show. Maybe. There actually might be a booth with some of them for semis. But all the free stuff, like all the pens you're going to get. You want 2 more? Right? Yes, comfortable, man. And we need to get that going on for certainly. Your company, Edgar's company, pays per diem, but does not affect your payroll. Yeah, so that's fine. That's the way to do it. You can't ever take a pay cut to take per diem. That's crazy. Oh, I'm going to give them 2 cents so that they can give me per diem. No. Let them save. They're already saving the money on their workman's comp because the workman's comp's based off your pay. They're already saving the money on taxes. They only pay their portion of tax on your gross. So if you make less, they pay less. They save all this money. Don't don't allow them to do that to you. Don't take their per diem unless you have no choice. Some places don't give you a choice, and they don't have to give you a choice. Somebody asked about that, so actually looked it up. No, they can force you to take it. They can go, "This is our pay, take it or leave it." So you may not have a choice on whether or not you take it. So if you have no choice, then you have no choice. But don't go to work at a place that says, "Oh, we pay 2 cents less for per diem." No, that is not acceptable. It shouldn't be any cost to you. That's their problem. They don't even have to do it. So to then charge you for something they're not required to do is no good at all. They pay you $30 for every day on the road. That's basically a per diem of $30 a day, basically to feed your face or whatever, as untaxed income, plus your regular pay. All the trucking answers or viewers are going to unionize and demand 24/7 live stream. That'd be really something. That'd be a really long live stream, which I'm surprised anyone even watches this one, much less that one. So I don't know if people want to see me for that long of time. I'm always grateful people just come for this one. It will be longer at the truck show though, so expect live streams that Friday and Saturday, which I'll announce as we get closer to it, of basically the entire day if I can arrange it. I've got some extra batteries coming in the mail, and so I should be charged up for the whole day. I'll have tons of batteries and everything. Gonna be on there the whole time. Chris, yes to go. That's correct. In California, you need an hour break. But I do appreciate you coming in and offering up meals for everyone. But yeah, you have the state law there. So thanks for coming in, and we'll see you next Monday at 1. Cardinal Logistics. Well, a lot of people ask me about these different logistics companies. It's hard to pin them down because they do different things in each city that you look at. So over here, they're doing one thing at one pay. Over there, they're doing something different. It depends. Have you talked to them? Are they offering you something in your area? That would be a different story. Because it just depends where you are and what they pay. They do different things all over the place. That's the whole idea of it, I guess, really. Oatmeal, raisin, or chocolate chip? I may have missed something earlier in there. Michael Young, thank you for coming in. It's good to see you here. I'm live every Monday at 1. For all the new people, right, we're going to be giving this, before I break it, this headset, this B350XT will be given away next week on the live show. So be sure to be here on the live show. All you have to do is participate, and one person is going to get that mailed to them. It's still in plastic, and that is thanks to Blue Parrott. So they sent me some of their headsets. There'll be a video about one. I have another one that I'm testing this week, and so I hope that somebody gets it and enjoys it. And I'll mail it on next Tuesday, and they'll have it before Christmas. I hope, but no guarantee on the mail. They list that 2-cent deduction as administration fee. Yeah, that means pay for pizza for the whole place every Friday. Kim, exactly. Am I doing my show on the 24th? Absolutely. Absolutely. The show will be up on the 24th as normal. Christmas Eve. We did a Thanksgiving show, so may do a Christmas show too. See how that works out. I was surprised there was, I didn't know if anybody would be here Thanksgiving, but there were a lot of people and went really long in that show. So yeah, we're going to do a Christmas Eve show, regular Monday show. Next Monday is 11 your time. Yeah. In the warmer weather, it's earlier. Huh. Company lets you idle in the summer only, not in the winter. Oh, you're a food service and they say the cab must stay cool? Huh. But they don't. Oh, because in the winter it's already cool. I wonder why they care if the cab is cool. I guess if you're not sleeping in a truck, the idle doesn't matter. That only matters if you're sleeping in it, right? Have I talked to Canadian truckers? Sometimes they're on the show here. I don't talk to them much. I don't know I'd have to learn a whole new regulation system and everything. This one's hard enough to keep up with. So only if they come on here do I talk to them, or they email me nasty comments about when I make fun of Tim Hortons. Have I seen the official CR England rap song? I have not seen that. I cannot imagine. Is that better than the Viraha songs where they come on and sing songs? They have all the office people come out and sing because that's what drivers, what encourages drivers to come and work there. I haven't seen any kind of rap song. Is that an official? That cannot be an official. Are you saying that's on their official CR England site? There's no way. I've never seen a song from England. They're not big on YouTube or anything, so that must be somebody else putting that out there. Probably some happy CR England drivers that are getting upwards of 30 cents a mile split while they're teaming with somebody. Oh, somebody sent me the contract for Pam, too. If you're on here, I appreciate that. I got it. So they do officially take $500 out of your check. $25 a week for 20 weeks. That would be $500. And then they have a list of reasons they can keep that money. So I thought that was super interesting. They can keep it, and one of the reasons is they can keep it for any expenses that they incurred while you're there. So basically, they can keep your money. So Pam can say whatever they want. I've got a copy of it now. They do take $500 out of your check, and basically they're just going to keep it. So figure that money's gone. You're never going to see it, ever. So the song, no. Just got a message from your boss. The rock plant is down. What the heck? The cat digs out the rock is out of sand. Oh, well, that's good for you and bad for them. Because it's so hot and you're sweating when you're unloading, so I guess they're scared of heat stroke. Well, it's a day cab. Or I assume. It may not be a day cab. Either way, if you're not sleeping in it, it isn't a problem. The only problem I would have is sleeping in it. Thank you, Michael. I appreciate it. I wonder if some people catch the stuff I say out there. Heck, I don't catch half of it. I've seen coal. I was just actually seeing an ad for them, so I do actually want to look into coal trucking. Why would anybody get into trucking? Too many laws and regulations, not enough pay. It depends where you are. It does depend where you are. There's people making plenty of money that, this is way more money than most people make with a college degree if you're at a good place. So in laws, there's laws everywhere. We got to follow laws. They're harder to follow, I agree. But trucking, it's a good choice for people that don't have some other career. I mean, where else are you going to feed your family, provide transportation for yourself for your whole life with a career that's no layoffs, basically? Unless you work for GM, a driver for GM. Tire thump versus pressure gauge. Which do I use? I use my fist and pound on them. That's what I do. But if it seems low, it goes to the shop. But officially, it's tire gauge. I saw this actually at Matt's a few years ago. They had a tire thumper and said, thump it and tell us how much air's in it and you got a prize or something. Hardly anybody could. You can't tell by whacking it, looking at it, nothing. You have to gauge it. So really, if you want it to be accurate, it's got to be a gauge. Just whacking it is just to see if it's flat or low. Otherwise, it was really tough to tell. Between 60 pounds and 90 pounds, the people couldn't tell the difference, so, including me. So the only people that got it right were probably guessing. So officially, tire gauge. What do? I just pound on it and see if there's any air in it. It's on the official CR England YouTube channel. That is really something. They're putting out an official song for themselves. Oh, I got to see that. Oh, the hydraulic system's down on that thing. Hey, just wait for them, and then you just got to sit there. Okay, Edgar's got a day cab, but they want you to idle. Oh, fine. I'd let it run, then it'd be nice and cool when I got in there. But how long, honestly, does it take to cool it off? 2 seconds, right? Turn the air on. But if they want it to run, fine. I'd say, fine, I'll run it. Whatever you want. Because you're not sleeping in it, so it doesn't really make any difference. Just search CR England song on YouTube. It's the top, and it's on the England's channel. Right, you can't post link. I do that, right, Kim? I have it set so people can't post a link in there because I don't know where the link goes to. And so, I'm sorry, that's why I don't have it set up for links. You could post a link to some scam site or phishing site or whatever, so I have to make sure that I don't allow the links to be posted. But you can always email me a link, mark@truckinganswersnation.com or whatever, but I can't have them in here because I don't know where they go. And the people are like, Mark, why are you letting people post links to phishing scam sites? So I don't do it. So, okay, right, you're welcome. You cannot believe U.S. truck companies do not have holiday pay. It's mandatory in Canada. I get holiday pay. A lot of us get paid holidays. Some don't have it, but here again, it's mandatory in Canada by the government. You want the government to set your pay. Here, we don't have the government set our pay, and so people should get holidays, absolutely. I've talked about it. I get holiday pay. I got 2 days for Thanksgiving. I'll get 2 days for Christmas, 2 days for New Year's, among other holidays through the year. I get holiday pay. Not everybody does, and I gripe at them about it. When companies don't pay it, they should pay it. And people shouldn't work if they don't get paid it. But does everybody pay it? No. I get it. A lot of people watching this get holiday pay. They do. I'm not the only one getting holiday pay out there. Your 8-year-old daughter told you she wants to drive a truck. She has to wait 10 years. I looked her straight and said she won't drive a truck. I don't know. Why not? Let her drive a truck. Let her do what she wants to do. So I'm in for that. A DOT officer there. I said DOT. So DOT Foods won't yell at me. Ask me why your placards are upside down. Oh, you told him when you clip his rig so you can read them. That's very good. Yeah. When you flip it, he can read them. Yeah. When you flip it over, he's going to be able to see what's in there. You do have a car license and CDL with endorsements. Oldest student in town despite 30s behind me in Scotland. All right. Well, I don't know about oldest. In my extreme upper 30s. But that's good. So, okay. So you can work. Let's go. Let's do it. Let's get on the road. Let's come on out to Matt's. Can you come out to the Louisville Truck Show at the end of March? Let's see you out there. Before in the stream, pull it up and watch it and let us see. Yeah, I can't do that. Where do I buy tire cables instead of chains? The same place that chains, right? Every truck stop has them that I've seen out west. They're available. Go to Amazon. Amazon actually has them. Werner doesn't do holiday pay, but if you're out any holiday, they give you a bonus. So it's pay if you work it, but they should pay holidays. If you're home, you should get Christmas paid. You should get Thanksgiving paid. Holidays should be paid. It should be standard, but it shouldn't be government mandated. I think that's two different things. You checked the tire pressure in the morning. It said 95. Nice. Drove the truck, then it said 115. Awesome. We learned some science. Well, you have to add air or not when it's cold. It's a cold pressure that we're looking for. The recommended says 110, so you were low in the morning, but you can't add it until it's cold again. So check it cold and add it cold. Do you think an 80-year-old should drive a truck? No. I don't think they should drive a car either. Correct. Dylan. Oh, here we go. Kinetic energy. Wow. Ambient temperature and kinetic energy affect the tire pressure. Holy mackerel. You're in Georgetown, Kentucky. You can make Louisville Truck Show. All right, come on up. Come on up. It's the end of March. Go to Truck Show. I don't know the website. The Mid-America Truck Show. Search for it. Get your tickets in advance. Because if you show up there, it's $10 to get in. But if you get them in advance, which they're available now, it's free. So go for free. And bring up, well, they have bags. Collect all the pens and everything. And come and say hi. I'll be the one walking around with a camera and a bunch of batteries strapped to me. Because I'll be live at the truck show. And heat. Dylan, okay, correct, heat. Roy, hey, what's going on? 80-year-olds should not drive. Correct. Be home and enjoy your last days. That's somewhat weird, creepy, that he's going to die. But I agree. I agree. I mean, what are you doing? But you don't have this, the reactions to drive anymore. You just don't. Airline pilots, what is it, 60? Right? I think it's 60, 62, whatever. They have to retire. Why? Because the government knows that they're going to crash, kill everybody. And DOT is great so far. No APU, but bunk heater. Yeah, Roy, we talked about that a little earlier. They were adamant. This is one of the questions that I ask. I have always a list. I asked DOT about it. Do you have APUs? And boom, she was right on it. Like I said, she said absolutely all the trucks have them. It wasn't like I'll check or she didn't know. So that's why I didn't think anything about it when she said they have them. And so now a number of people have written to me and said they don't have them. And I'm surprised they would say it like that. Because she was right on top of it immediately. Sierra England posted the video, D-Boy611 says, made by a couple of their drivers. Really? With the help from another guy, filmed in front of England headquarters. So this is like a Spielberg production? Oh man, I gotta watch this. Fuel bonus based on fuel use, but impossible to earn in summer unless you like to burn. I don't like these fuel bonuses. I just don't like them. Just pay me. Pay me the regular pay. So you should check the tires when they're cold and add when it's cold. Yes, car, truck, whatever. It's always the cold pressure. And at least in a car, I don't know about a truck. I guess I should look this up. You lose about a pound per 10 degrees. So as it gets cold in the winter, you got to add some air to your tires, which you should be regularly checking. I don't know about the truck on what the reduction is. I'd have to do some mathematics on that, which I don't have a pencil and paper here. But either way, right, check them cold and fill them cold with a gauge. You heard people talking on the CB, there's an auto sock that does the same thing as chains. Yes, some people here use them. For driving the snow, but you can't let it touch pavement. Yes, it looks kind of like a sock that fits over the tire. And from what, as I learned here, right, because I don't know everything about trucking either, okay? It's accepted as chains, so it meets the chain laws. You just put it on the tire and go driving through the snow. And it gives you excellent traction. But when the pavement gets dry, you got to take them off right away because they get ruined, just like driving a sock on the pavement, literally. But yeah, auto sock. I wrote to the place, and I'm waiting for one. And that doesn't mean when it's coming. They haven't even written back to me yet. So, but I want them to send them to me because I want to put them on and see if they're easy to put on. I don't know if they're going to do that or not. So, I don't know. Does a loaded truck check the tire pressure? It says check it when unloaded. That's interesting. Yeah, you're putting pressure on it, so absolutely. Fuel bonus is huge, 4 cents extra, but like I said, very hard to get. I agree. I'm not a fan. I just pay me the regular money. Forget all the regular weird stuff. The kind of fuel bonus you'd be all right with the kind you get paid for putting fuel in their truck, and for them about paying. Yeah, they should pay for that too. Like I have found places that do pay that kind of stuff. So yeah, but not many, and they're all the ones I found are local. The trucks go 68, but if you go over 65, there goes the fuel bonus. Oh, they say odometer miles. That's good. Unloading pays 200 to 400. Nice. And that sock chain, there's been tons of people on here that say the tire sock works really good. But as soon as you get out of the snow, you got to like pull over and take it off because it just disintegrates. That's what people have said about it. I just know neck them after they sit in their cold. That's why tires are more likely to pop in the heat. I don't know about the USA. The Chrysler plant in Ontario, the truckers get paid $38 an hour because it's considered a skilled trade. You're not considered a skilled employee here, although I think the drivers here at the auto plants are union that work for the plant where it says Chrysler on the truck. They're probably also required to be union, so they're probably getting extra pay, but it shouldn't be mandated. Wonder if Dot Foods, right, charges the driver. Oh, that's interesting. Oh, I don't think so. Loves Tire Pass makes it easy. I know somebody that used that Tire Pass. They get a big receipt right out about all the pressures. Yeah, interesting. You have true trucks and run to Colorado auto chains. Why trucks don't have an auto chain is just beyond me. You press a button or flick a switch and it flings the chains under your tires where you're driving. Why isn't that a thing on all these trucks? They run them on the school buses here. Because Edna Schmiegelheimer, who is 97 driving the school bus, is not going to get out and chain the bus. J.R. Schugel had a 3-cent bonus, but they made it 8.3 a gallon. Whew, I would barely get that. And over getting 7.6. Yeah, that's really high on a road truck. I'll give you that. On snow and ice, they're great. That's what I've heard. It's called Sierra England, Them Wheels is Rolling. I can't believe it. It's a recruitment video. A rap recruitment video. Tries to make England look cool. Oh, they're cooling themselves up. It's definitely blessed by England. That's amazing. They use their trucks. Well, since it's on their channel, right. A lot of people make the video with the truck in the background or whatever. Like they're recruiting. But we'll say because it's on their channel, it's blessed by them. Because I've talked about them too, but my video is not blessed by them at all. But they've nothing they can do about it. You tried the auto sock. Marty tried it and was one of them shot off hit them as narrow width you can because there's an elastic bungee thing on the back. Otherwise, they don't stay on. So do they bungee on like a chain? Because you do the cross bungee on the chain to keep it on as well, right? They pay for actual showers every day because they want you to fuel at terminals. Wow, a place that pays for showers. That's really good. Oh, because they want you at the terminal? Well, they should still pay for showers. That's good. I was getting a call. Not getting a call. I have that turned off. This time I remembered it. You sent me a couple of pamphlets about J.R. Shugel. They pay household goods miles. Ugh. That's horrible. Right? We don't like that. It should be hub, and then it should be practical. And then it shouldn't be anything beyond that. It should just be hub miles, is what it should be. They know how far every place is. It should be actual miles, where they route it out on a truck route and pay you the correct miles. But we've let this go all these years. It's another one of these things that we've let go, and then we get hosed on it. Household goods miles is an old way of computing mileage. It's zip code to zip code, basically. There used to actually be a book in the olden days when there were books. And it was city to city in there and zip to zip, and it showed exactly how many miles it was. You just looked down, and it was for household goods movers to move your stuff. And that way they all had the same amount of miles to charge people from. But that has gone by the wayside. We don't have to do zip code to zip code. 60409 Chicago is a pretty big zip code. So you could start at the bottom and drive for an hour and still be in the same zip code with traffic and not getting paid anything. I'm not a fan of it. Edna is too old to be driving the bus, but that's who you're going to get, right? Mr. Schlegelheimer died years ago. She needs the money. What is she supposed to do? The CR England video is done well. Really, it has their headquarters in the video. Just watched it. That is really something. I cannot believe that CR England is out producing a rap video like that. Is going to get, who are they trying to get? Because they always have to think, who is their target market of this? People that watch rap videos, I guess? Oh, thanks a lot, Roy. I appreciate it. Thank you very much, Roy. That's really nice of you. I appreciate that, sir. I cannot wait to see a rap video produced by England. I mean, since you watched it, who do you think they're trying to get? CR England, yeah, they've been the crap company of the week already. They should get it every year so they could get voted in. Who are they trying to recruit? They're young, rap-minded people. I mean, I probably don't watch rap music, so they wouldn't be trying to recruit me. They'd have to be going after the younger. Or maybe they're trying to get 18 in there because they think the law will change. At least England spent money on something, if not their drivers. Yes. They should put that money to the drivers, though. I bet the people in it didn't get paid anything. I bet they had a sign-up sheet that said, oh, you could be in a video, and you'll be a recruiter for England, but we won't pay you anything. But you'll get all this exposure on our channel, which probably has 90 subscribers. I don't know. I don't know if they have a big channel or not. I haven't looked at their channel. I'll have to go look at it. You're not surprised they rap? They're minority shopping? Yeah, I don't know who, it's whoever listens to rap music, right? Which would be younger people. Certainly we can agree on that. And so they want people that don't know anything about the industry. Because, even in my upper 30s, right, I don't listen to a lot of rap music. On the car right now is channel 71 for anybody that's on XM. That's what's in the car. So somebody could tell me what channel that I currently have on in the car. Dot Foods is named for the owner's found. Yeah, he named it. I read something about that. He named it after his wife, who was named after the Department of Transportation. They need to play the Flock of Seagulls. If England played Flock of Seagulls song, I would be in on that. And Roy is in first. It is seriously Sinatra, 71. Standards and Sinatra music. Love it. There are a lot of people that listen to rap. I totally agree with you. I'm not saying people don't listen to it. People do listen. Who listens? Is it Edna Schmiegelheimer? She have it cranked up on the bus when she's driving the kids to school? I don't think so. They're going for a certain market of younger people. It's younger people, right? Honestly, that probably don't drive. And so they may see this. I wonder how they tagged it. Because the way you tag it depends on who sees it. So they may tag it to people that don't drive and stuff. That's really interesting. There's no way to find that out, though. The socks go no faster than 30 an hour. Go with the cables. Start at the bottom. At 30, you'll never make it up. Well, you can't like super speed these chains either, right? You start blasting along at 50 and chains, they go flying off all over the place. So the socks change. You can't do that much either. Would I mind looking into Schugel? Absolutely. Absolutely. All this when I'm going to do a company, then somebody sends me something to look at this place. They're paying 10 cents a mile. I'm like, I got to get this out right away. So I do have a list of places that are awaiting their turn for fame and fortune. Oh, you're going to go see the video? Yeah, let us know how that goes. You're 44, a little older than me, I guess. And weird, stuck in the 50s and 60s. Wow, for music half the time. Can't stand the 70s. I hope my wife doesn't hear that. Her channel is 7 that she has on in her car. You know, a few in their 40s. It's mostly going to be younger people that they're going to go after for this. They don't want, believe me, they don't want experienced drivers, and they're not going to get any, or hardly any experienced drivers anyway, as soon as they tell them what the pay is. Justin Bieber should work for Crest and then get all of his recruitment bonuses. Oh, CRSD says expedite it when they're driving at 22 miles an hour. Bieber, we can get Bieber working over there. He probably doesn't need the money. I don't know. Is he doing okay? What is the good name brand of those socks to buy? They're called tire socks, whatever. I forget how they looked them up. No, disco. Disco rules, man. That's every weekend I'm out at the disco. They're trying to recruit more people like Guilty 7 and an 8th. Guilty 7 and an 8th. Does he recruit for England? Or she? Oh, I should sing Crap Company of the Week? I don't think that would be advisable. That'd be the end of that, I'm sure. Maybe we could have like a singing telegram. Oh my gosh, I could have a singing telegram delivered to the company. That's not a bad idea. The problem with that kind of thing, though, is that only the person at the front desk or whatever sees it. It's never going to go up to the official people. That's good, though. I had a good idea and then just gone, just like that. It's gangster. I could rap the Crap Company of the Week. I should have, if they would have done this first, I would have rapped their video. Yeah, J.R. Schugel is on the list for Crap Company of the Week, certainly. They're embroiled in lawsuits, among other problems. You quit the CR video halfway through. How long is it? How long did they go on with this song? Did they like drag it out, like 12-minute song or something? And since you might not have looked, how many subscribers do they have? I'm just curious. Does anybody subscribe to Sierra England's channel? Well, I want to know the latest information from Sierra England. I'm going to subscribe. They're sort of putting out this 12-minute video. I'm just curious if they're like putting an ad, because at 10 minutes you can run more ads. So I thought maybe they're making up money that way. People don't. That's why you see a lot of videos now. That's like a YouTube Insider. At 10 minutes, not on live shows, but on 10 minutes on a video, you get put more ads. So that's why you see 10:04, 10 minutes, 12 seconds. People stretch it out over 10 minutes just to run more ads on. That isn't right, but that is how the system works, and so a lot of people do that. So that's why I'm curious on whether they have more of 10 on there. CR is going to get Snoop Dogg. Man, if Snoop comes on there, I'll watch that video. That video I'd watch. You love Flock of Seagulls? Who doesn't? They're awesome. Sugarless driver facing cameras. Yeah, that isn't 100% off for me. Household goods is though. Does not provide chains. I'm surprised about that. Plus they do detention 15 an hour. Depends how long you sit for it. And they don't need to give you a chain unless you go to an area that requires chains. So if you're not going west, I guess they don't have to put chains. I don't have chains on my truck. After 2 hours, it's free. After 2 hours, it's free so you sit at those shippers for 46. Oh my God, who's sitting 2 days at a shipper? Oh my God. Oh, Rap Company of the Week video. Yes. That's really good. When will I be at the truck show? The truck show is the last weekend in March. I don't know the exact dates. But anyway, it's Thursday, Friday, Saturday of that last weekend. I'll be there Friday, Saturday. And be sure to get your tickets. Go search out the Mid-America Truck Show. Get your tickets for free in advance. If you show up at the door, they're $10. So if you even think you're going to go ahead and get your tickets and have them sent to you, and you'll have them. So if you don't go, it's not like any lost. So, get them early, though. They're available right now. There's a bunch of free stuff there. Not just me there, right? That's the main attraction. Me, I think I'll be in the center stage for giving a couple-hour speech, but I think there's other stuff to do there too. There's these big sleeper 130-inch sleepers you can walk through. Big recruiting center where I'm going to go live at all the recruiters. I hope to do that, as long as there's not a lot of live music playing. And they give away a bunch of free stuff. You'll enjoy it. It's a lot of fun. Holland Enterprise. I did a Holland video. Just that's the last video, right? Holland. Last week, right? Holland came out. You subscribe to Sarah England so you know where to run away from. I cannot believe that they thought, oh, let's put this video out here. We'll just wrap this. So they looked over to this Vera Hawk Trucking and said, oh, well, they sing all their stuff, their shows and everything. Let's do that. I'm waiting for one now to put like a live show, like a song and dance, a whole Broadway spectacular about CR England, the musical. Oh, that would be really something. CR England, like a traveling show. CR England, the traveling show. So if one of my companies in the show, they do a live crab company of the week. Yeah, if the winner, which will be voting starting next week, so I'll set up a web page and all that, or you can just email me. Starting next week, the winner, if they're there, I'm going to give it to them live. They got a trophy. I'm going to have a trophy made. It's going to be engraved with their name, so that's all official for them, and they're going to get their trophy live at the truck show if they're there. They're there. Has any company wanted to pay me to do good company video? No. Nobody has. I'm somewhat surprised, but I guess not. It's not like I don't have some kind of gigantic Doug DeMuro, 2 million subscribers or anything. They don't really notice me until I put a video out about their company. A number of places have thanked me for the video that I put out about them, though. By the way, I would never take money from a trucking company. I decided that a while ago. I'm welcome to I'll take their information, but no trucking company would ever be able to pay me, and that keeps it all legit. Use the tire socks, and they look like your wife's honeymoon. Well, I don't know about that. I mean, that wouldn't be great. That wouldn't be the greatest. People say they do love them. The Sierra England video has 398 thumbs up and 253 down. Nice. Ha! Nice. That's probably as good as their channel does. They got 253 thumbs down. Even on their videos, nobody likes their company. Yeah, I've won the golden turd. Congrats. Basically, that's how it's going to be, yeah. I'm going to walk over because if they're there, I'm not going to be able to announce who it is because I don't want them to know. We're going to walk right up. All of you that are there with me, it'll be on Friday. Well, bring out your phones, film it, walk right up to them and give it to them and see what they say. I sure hope they're there. England has 11,000 subscribers? Holy mackerel. For the record, you sat at Martin for 38 hours, got $400. That's not terrible. Only Martin's downside is crack count. Look, 400, so you made money. There are people, as you know, that sit a day and don't make anything. So since they give you that, you can know you have a floor. So you're saying you have a floor, $200 a day. That's not bad. And you probably don't do that much, but that's still good. You got something. And my God, what shipper just sit 38 hours for? So we never go there. You do not get detention pay. Your company says you get stop pay. For what is the definition of pay? Detention pay is time waiting past a delivery time. And I would say, for me, if you're getting a stop pay, 1 hour. That's my opinion. So you're getting paid to stop there, whatever, 10, 50, 200, whatever it is. An hour to unload you. After that, you should get paid hourly until you leave. Even if it's 38 hours, I don't care. Still mandatory 30-minute break in the USA for your logbook? Yes. Still 30-minute break mandatory. Wild Bill, yes. Haven't had that for a while. Yeah. If I give the crap company a trophy, I think they're probably going to say bad words to us. Well, we'll be able to tolerate their bad words. And I don't think they're going to say bad words because, say, I don't know how many of you will be there. Hopefully a lot of you. So say 20 people are there and me, and we go over there. Everybody's got their phone out. What are they going to say? They're being filmed. I'm going to tell them they're live, which they'll be with me, And many of you can be live too if you have a channel or whatever, or just film it and post it, Facebook, everywhere. What are they going to say? They're going to be idiots to us? I don't think so. They have to be nice to you. They're live. Wild Bill, right? I don't say who I drive for. Wild Bill, new to the channel. And that keeps them out of my videos. Okay, that's why I don't ever mention where I drive. I have been over 16 years, so it's an okay place to work, but I don't mention them, and then they stay out of the videos. Steak for dinner at James. Yes, after the show. We can go out for steak. Dutch. Roy, not quite 2 million. When we get to that, the companies may contact me. This is not, I don't get like contacted every day. I'm so happy Blue Parrott, agreed to give us these wonderful Blue Parrott. I try to put them in there, right? This will be free next week, right? Sent some of those over. So, because they want drivers to know about their great product. You have to go back and listen from the start, maybe, right? Thanks, Michael. I try to keep it all above board, right? They sent these free, by the way. Okay, so full disclosure, I didn't pay for them. Blue Parrott sent them, so we're going to thank Blue Parrott for that. Rail is a crap company. Really? I don't know about that. They give you that schooling and pay for your schooling. Is it legal for you to do that? I think I missed the comment in advance of that. Oh, is it legal for us to do that? To give them a trophy? Sure, why not? You weigh too much now. That's 2 times the disclaimer. Yeah, we have to do it several times a show. Have I done NTB or Cook Trucking? I don't know who Cook Trucking is. I've heard of NTB, the green trucks. I don't know who Cook Trucking is, though. So I'm not sure about that. And Edgar, I don't know. It's legal for us to walk up to him and give him a trophy, of course. I mean, if that's what we're talking about. I can say, here's a trophy. They could say we don't want it. They could throw it out. But they're live. So they do that. That's not going to look good. Right? And if they do anything like that, right, they're going to get more grief about it. So if I was them, I'd laugh about it, take it. I think it's hilarious, Considering all the hate mail I get, so it would be fine with me, so they could give me that. I think it's going to be funny. I looked at the list, and there's not a ton of the companies there. So there will be a presentation, though, and somebody will have a representative. The truck show is in Louisville, Kentucky, the last weekend of March. And that is Thursday, Friday, Saturday. That's a weekend to them, apparently. I'm going to be there Friday, Saturday. Those are the 2 big days. They have a truck show there, meaning they'll have show trucks. They have these huge sleepers to walk through. They have a large recruiting section. It should be a blast. They should want to defend their extra. They should. And K&B, to their honor, came up right away and said, hey, it's a great place to work. What are you talking about? So at least I got to give them that. So what I'm saying is the company I work for is not one of the doing it better spotlight. I would not feature my company in either of those, right? Of course. The Union of Trucking Answers YouTube dealers hereby demand to know what color your truck is. Yes, it is a standard truck color. Yeah, Edgar. Look, here's the thing. What are they going to say? I don't know how many of you will be there on Friday, because until it happens, we don't know. But even if I just walk up by myself, cameras, I'll give them my card and tell them they're live, give them their trophy. What are they going to say? They're live. I'm going to like live, and I'll show them, look, however many of you are watching. Hopefully a lot of you watch, because I want to go to the recruiting section and talk to the recruiters. So that way you'd have the chance, if you're not there, to ask recruiters questions live and get your answer immediately. So I'll have the setup there so we can do that. And that should be able to help a lot of people to get answers right there. There's a ton of places. No way. Edgar, we don't go to jail together. I'm out of there. I throw you to camera and say, I don't know anything about this channel. This is crazy. They made me come there. Where are we voting? Well, you'll be able to just email me. I think is probably the easiest way. I'll have it set up on the website as well, truckinganswersnation.com, because I have a page there with all the companies listed at one place. And all the videos are on one page, so you can just scroll through and see who it is. You could rewatch one if you've forgotten about them. So, but otherwise, just an email is probably the simplest way. There'll probably be a click-through link on the Crap Company of the Week page on the website as well. A Google poll. Yeah, I don't get too many. I could do a poll on YouTube too, but, well, I don't think you can list that many. There's 20 of them or something. Email will get congested. That's all right. I could deal with it. I'm on there answering the emails anyway, so no problem. If I drove local, yeah, sure. Not in 100 miles. No paper logs. Companies force you to violate. Well, you shouldn't violate the hours of service. If you're local, you have to be released within 12 hours of your start time at the place where you started to run without a paper log or electronic log. Beyond that, no, you have to log it. So remember, nobody forces you, as they say on here, right? You just do it. So you got to tell them I can't do that, right? That's not legal. And remember, you're putting your license at risk. You get a problem out beyond your hours, you've got a problem. You're the one driving. You're the one they're going to arrest. You're the one that's, if somebody hits you, you've got a problem. It might not be your fault. You're sitting at a red light, somebody slams into you, you've got a problem. That is a huge problem. That's a gigantic risk you're taking for a few bucks. Schneider has never been on the crap company of the list. If your previous company forced you to falsify, if not, you get fired, tell them, fire me, I'm out of here. Because that's the risk that you're taking, right? Which you did, I know, but I'm just saying for other people, don't tolerate that. You are risking that. You're risking it. Yeah, 150 air miles. But this, we're saying 100-mile radius. It's air miles, which is 171.4, something I forget. They define it exactly. At least give us the first letter or color of the truck. RGV, why, what it is. Who's RGV? I told them and got fired. They wanted 14. They can't do 14 hours without a logbook. No way. I'd go apply for unemployment. See, that's why you got to put all that in writing. So that kind of thing right there should have been in writing. You should have immediately written them. I hope you did. Either in a text or an email. You want me to do this? It's not legal. I'm not doing it. And so then when they fire you after that, you then go to unemployment and say they didn't have cause to fire me. Right? They fired me, and then you can at least hose them on unemployment and go report them and that kind of thing. As soon as they ask you to do stuff illegal, it's in writing only. What did you ask me to do this? This is exactly what you told me to do, and I'm not doing it. In writing. Text or email to them so you can prove it later. You might need to. Look up Run Hard and Get Paid. Somebody sent that a while ago to me. I watched it. It was the most amazing video. They sent that to me after I did my K&B video, and they're still doing it. There's people that record K&B. They just love recording that place because they're still doing the same thing. JCT is no good. Unemployment is no good. ADCO, I agree. But I'm just saying you just apply for it just to hose them on it, to get the satisfaction. It's not like you want to, I'm going to live on unemployment. No, you go down and apply immediately so that they have to pay it. And then as soon as a check, you could work somewhere. I would just love it. Have I driven a tanker? Yes. United Citrus. I drove for United Citrus and drove orange juice around, of all things, which was delicious. It's hard to drink right out of there, though. It comes out really fast. Yes, I've driven a tanker, though. Can a sell-it-on driver from Canada delivering to the U.S. do runs from terminal to terminal in the U.S.? No. That's not sabotage, not arbitrage. There's a word for it that I can't think of, right? But it's not allowed. Cabotage, that's what it is, right? Cabotage. And a driver from another country is not allowed to run freight in the United States. He could bring freight in and then take a load back out. So a terminal to terminal would be cabotage. It's illegal. Unemployment for the winter. Yeah, Mark, you could take it for the winter. 100 airs equals 115. Yeah, but it's a 150-mile air radius, right? And and I don't know why they don't just say 115 miles. They define it. The DOT defines how many miles the air miles is. Why don't they just use that as the definition? Sell it on can they have the same DOT number? That's interesting. Cabotage is when a company, a driver from another country, Canada usually, comes in. They can bring loads in, but they have to pick up a load that goes back out. So if there's some kind of stipulation to this like this, I'm not an international attorney, or that's why I don't really talk about Canadian laws or whatever, because I'm not up on all that stuff. Because it's a whole other country, the hours of service. Some Canadians have asked me, and I'm like, I don't know. I don't work there. So I'm not sure about that. Your previous company forced you to drive overweight. So they didn't stop and I left the truckload at the terminal. Good, at least you left it at the terminal. And, companies like that need to go out of business. They really do. There's no point to that. They're getting away with something. And are they paying you extra for it? No, they're not, as they should. You're breaking the law. What's the extra pay for that? For the law breaking, so that I don't tell anybody. Nothing. Right? No way. They get extra money. They're probably putting it on there per pound. So you're getting paid so much a pound, they can put more on there. They make more. Do you make more? No. You don't make more. They just hose you on it. It isn't any good. It might be agricultural's different. That might be. Yeah, there's agricultural stuff that comes in from other countries. That could be different. I don't know. I know it's cabotage for them to take a load, them Canadians, right, that picks up and delivers in the United States. So they have to pick up a load that goes back. It would be the same for trucks from any other country that borders the United States. Whatever other country that might be. But they can't just pick up loads here that are loads in the United States. Air miles is a long line drawn over a map from point to point. Yes. They use 100 nautical miles as a radius. Nice. So we get nautical miles in on this as well. That's awesome. Maritime. We can get some maritime law. And I'll fly those flags up there for each letter. Can I do a video on Martin? I'd love to do a video on Martin. Your boss was mad because he didn't have anyone to drive the truck. Good. Serves him right. Part of the reason to be discriminating when looking for a job. Yeah, you have to be very careful about these places, but some stuff you don't know. Because they're all like, oh, we have APUs, and then they don't. Or we don't do that, but then they don't. You just never know. Some places you don't know till you get there. Mark, okay, thanks a lot. Thanks for coming in. And it is 3:30. I got to blast out of here too anyway. So think about going over to liquid trucking. They do everything by the hour. Yeah, if you get overtime, I'm in. If you get paid by the hour, what's wrong with that? You're going to get paid for all your time. We have several people on here right now. I know they're getting paid by the hour. They get all their time paid. He said you're the first one to do that in 15 years. That's too bad. That's a shame. If everybody did that, he'd have to run legal. But good for you, though. And I'm sure you're happier where you are now than that place. Adco, you're welcome. U-Haul, you're late. You're just coming in on the end because I'm getting ready to wrap it up. You get paid by the hour in overtime? Yes. That's the way to do it, right. So then no problem. All your time paid. Filling up truck paid. Unload the truck paid. Wait, paid. Michael says unions are great. Does anybody know the local exam for Canada? Is it 12 hours? That's a good question. And that's one I can't answer. Certainly. Thanks, Edgar. Thanks for being here and for emailing me and everything. England has why does England have more subscribers than everything? JB Hunt, 1,600. Wow. All these places have a lot of subscribers. Well, Knight's got 17,000 subscribers. That's amazing. Pride, 594. I have more than most companies, so that's good. I appreciate it, everybody. Believe me. Thank you, Wild Bill. Thanks for coming in. Miro, I'm sorry I couldn't answer all the Canadian questions. I do what I can for Canada. But yeah, thanks for everybody for subscribing too. And I do appreciate it a lot that we're here every week. So and because of you subscribing, right, that's where we're going to be giving these away. This is from Blue Parrott for everybody for next week's show. So be sure to be here on the show. Still in the plastic, right? $3.50. These are nice. So and there'll be a video about it this week because I'm testing it out. It's really done really good. So thank you, Comfortable Man, for coming in. Thanks for being here. Appreciate it, Michael. Thank you for being here. That's all. It's all for you, and I appreciate everything I can do for anybody. Hopefully, I've brightened somebody's day today. You all make my day every day when I come in here. Believe me. Believe it. Vegas. Do I watch Ice Road Truckers? Yep, not coming on this year. Looks like it's canceled. Too bad. Watched every season. I've applied probably the last 7 years. I sent a resume up to that company in the summer. Every summer. Probably 2 or 3 years after that show started. Never heard back from them. Too bad. Thought it'd be great on there to do that. So thanks, Vegas. I have to head off to work, though, to everybody. So be safe in the snow and everything, and let me know what's going on. Mark at truckinganswersnation.com. I answer every email, and I am going to watch the rap video from England. I'm going to give them a view for that. We're going to go see that. It's going to be amazing. Maybe I'll even link to it if I can do that, if they allow linking. This trucking company hates me. Well, they shouldn't. Trucking companies should love me because I love to bring companies that are doing it better. So, Michael, Flavio, thanks for coming in. I'm headed out of here to work. Thanks for being here. We'll be back next Monday at 1, and I will see y'all later. Be safe.